So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Saadiq. And if it's Sunday, it must mean that it's the Demetra K show. But while it's the Demetra K show, there's a couple other things that's going on as well. Like it's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you all out there who are fathers. We love and appreciate you dearly. Without you, there would be no us. So we're going to get into the conversation about fathers. And, we're just going to ask different questions about what lessons and stuff you've learned from your father or someone who was a father figure to you. But we are going to start off talking about the campaign of Marcel Dixon and Tamara Shealey. They were very pro, and I guess I should say very pro-Black candidates that were running for senator and Congress people. Of course, we'll get a little bit more into that. But on the Demetra K Show, we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even. And before I give it to Donovan, I would just say to everybody that's coming on here, YouTube and Facebook, you are the other side of the conversation. We actually call you guys the third co-host because you're not just viewers, but you are participants. This is one of the only shows that we read each and every comment. Well, we try to anyway. We can't do it anymore, but we try to get your comment a couple of times because we feel like you should be heard as well. The only other thing that I would ask is while you all are here, let's practice using some emotional intelligence where we do not allow our emotions to take over, that we use more logic than we do emotions, and also agree to disagree sometimes, right? Also remember that we are not always going to agree, but it's all love. We are still family and we live to fight another day, as they would say. So Donovan, before we get started, what say you?
What I say is welcome to the Demetra K Show. Happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. I don't care if you're a deadbeat father. I don't care if you're one of those people that they stereotypically call Black men. Today is your day regardless. Today is your day regardless. If you got some mean women out there that think, oh, I'm the mother and the father, you're delusional. I'm going to say that right off the bat. You're delusional. Let us have our day. Now, the one thing that I have to say about Father's Day is, why is it that when it's Mother's Day, y'all want to go out to the restaurant, y'all want the roses, y'all want to, it's Mom's Day, and it should be. Now, let's look at Father's Day. Why aren't we going out to the restaurants? Why can't we get the sports tickets? No, y'all expect us to grill and do the cheap spot, and we out there grilling and doing whatever else we got to do. So I think it's a little bit of unfairness, but men, that is why we're men, and we just got to sit there and just take it. So do us a favor, hit that like button on Demetra's page and subscribe, and even become a member if you feel like doing and want to be notified when Demetra drops those great videos. Yes, we need to talk about Marcel Dixon and Tamara Shealey for the simple fact that our elders are high-fiving each other and saying stuff like, "Wow, yeah, we put those young people in their place. We put them in their place." I think that is so sad that they are cheering for the demise of the people that are coming up behind them. And let's talk about that because their campaigns aren't over.
So hello to everybody that came on here, Pioneer Sunlight Cortez, Bobby, and thank you so much, Mr. Marcus, for including that link. If you all are on Facebook and you're seeing this and you want me to read your comment, click on the link and type in whatever you want, and I will see it from my end, and I will love to read it. Hello, Pariahs. Who else came on here? Rain Love, how you doing? Jason Peters and TJ. And I hope I got everybody else so far. Of course, the agitator, Tracy and Moni, I said hello to you earlier. All right, so as Donovan said, as you guys know, Greg Marcel Dixon, or as you guys may know him as Marcel Dixon, Jamarcus, how you doing? He was going up against that of Jim Clyburn in South Carolina, the 6th district, to be the representative or congressman. Well, that didn't work out so well for Mr. Dixon. He, I think, garnered about 4% of the vote. And of course, Jim Clyburn got about 88% or whatever. He's been in the district as the, congressman for over 30 years now. So that's not really a surprise. Also, we had Tamara Johnson Shealey, who was going up against that of Ralph Warnock in Georgia to be the senator. Her campaign didn't get as much attention as Marcel Dixon did, but she's been out there nevertheless, stomping for that seat. And so again, those two candidates who are very pro-Black, talking that of reparations and equality and all of that for Black people, they were not successful, I should say. So a lot of people are disappointed in that they did not go on to the midterm, because this was only the primaries that they did not win per se, or get enough of the percentage of the vote to progress on to the midterms. And so a lot of people are disappointed and things like that. But the good thing about running for Congress is that those seats are up for every 2 years. And so now it's not too early, especially for that of Marcel Dixon, to start campaigning now and keep building on the momentum. But definitely do not get discouraged. I mean, it's never fun to lose, but it's not really a loss, because he got on the map and he ignited the conversation around reparations and a whole host of other things that Black people in America have been asking for and are due us. And so we just need to help him build on that momentum, whether it's donating to his campaign, helping him spread the word, and a whole host of other things. But we don't take our ball and go home because we were not successful. We regroup and we figure out how to come back even stronger. And the same thing is true for Tamara Johnson Shealey, as she is trying to become a senator, replacing that of Ralph Warnock, because, Ralph Warnock is a status quo candidate, just like that of Jim Clyburn, who is a status quo candidate, and they do for everybody else but their own people. Going to South Carolina in Jim Clyburn's district, it is about 54% Black people, about 78% Democratic voters. And so, he does nothing for them, specifically. He might give them a fish fry, for what you guys say the fish is very dry. But, I guess that's enough for a lot of people to say he did something for me. But that's not enough, right? He is sent to Washington to actually bring home the bacon for everybody, not just a few people. So, that's what I have to say about it. We need to stand behind him regardless, and then, push for the next time. And the same thing with Tamara Johnson Shealey. Donovan, what say you?
Yeah, because you guys got to look at it strategically. This man is 83 years old. Okay, let's say he goes on to the general election and he wins. Okay, he'll be 85 next time going around. I firmly believe this may be his last term, because he's been exposed. It's showing, his record is being shown. You guys are looking it up, all these different congressional candidates. So these guys like Bobby Seals, a Panther, he decided to leave. Do you guys know there's a record number of Democrats leaving and retiring and deciding not to run for re-election because they've been exposed? Been exposed by who? The grassroots folks that are waking up and saying, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on here? It is unparalleled when your party is in power or holds the White House for you to leave, because that gives you more incentive to grift, right? So ask yourself, why are these people leaving now? It's better to leave while their people are in power and they could have some form of dignity and say, well, I wasn't there when, we got crushed. I left before all of that. So, they can hold on to that. So at 83 years old, Jim Clyburn this is probably his last term. Aunt Maxine, this is probably their last term. But here's the sad thing about the whole thing. What did they teach anybody that's coming up behind them? Nothing, absolutely nothing. And then our elders wonder why there's such a gap between the millennials and themselves. Millennials think everything should be free. And then their generation, well, you got to work for everything you get. I'll make sure you work for everything you get. Why do you think that gap is there? Because they did not bring up younger people to replace them. Basically, when Jim Clyburn leaves, that's it. You might have a Marcel Dixon that will take the seat after that. And then he has to learn as he goes, rather than having somebody already in place that will continue the legacy or the direction that you want to take Black people. And that happened during the Civil Rights Movement as well. Once they started killing off the leaders, what did you get? Keep hope alive, Jesse Jackson. The guy that gets into power, has affairs and whatever, and just becomes part of the establishment. And this is the problem. We do not teach the ones behind us. So I sent a message out, and I did a video out for Tamara Johnson, Shealey, and Marcel Dixon. And I told them, it's not over. If you're not going to run, which is very hard to run, you need to prepare the next grassroots of people to challenge the power establishment, because they exposed it. And it's a lot easier for the grassroots people to run when somebody is telling them what the perils are in the run. So like me right now, usually when people in my area start running, they come to me and I tell them what to look for, what not to look for, where to go, what not to go, what makes it easier for them, unlike somebody who didn't teach me. So big ups to them. It's not over. I think they have a responsibility to prepare the next group. And, let's face it, people, we are in DEFCON 4 right now. DEFCON 4. We are not making it. Our 401ks are being ripped apart. Whatever wealth that we have, we are now a permanent underclass. And these elders that are occupying these seats are doing damn near nothing about it. When they're dead, that's it. They don't care. So let's prepare the next group of leaders.
Hello, Brother Reggie, and everybody else that came on here. Thank y'all for joining us on this beautiful Father's Day weekend. My father is in California, and I am in Texas. So I spoke to him right before I came on to wish him a happy Father's Day. And he wanted me to tell y'all every day is Father's Day. Don't sell him short. Don't sell your daddy short. Every day is Father's Day. So he wanted me to tell you that. So I did. Daddy, how did I do? So Brother Jonell, how you doing? And happy Father's Day to you as well. So again, like Donovan said, in regards to the candidates that try to unseat the incumbents, there's always tomorrow, right? So it's disappointing right now, but let's not sit in the disappointment. Let's re-strategize so we can go about the business of getting pro-Black candidates in office. And Bobby, and I'm glad you brought that up. And Jay Bubba, how you doing? It is also Juneteenth, where in 1865, June 19th, Galveston, Texas was the last to get the word that slavery was officially over, almost 2 years before that, right? And so we have been given this day by the Biden administration to celebrate slavery ending, which I kind of find it hard to do. And so I don't want to rain on everybody's parade who is out there celebrating Juneteenth. I mean, I know definitely we should celebrate that for our ancestors who were unshackled, if you will, not experiencing the horrors of slavery, even though Jim Crow was just as brutal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's a day that they officially gave us. It's actually going to be celebrated tomorrow. It's a federal holiday where businesses, I guess, are supposed to be closed and all of that. But like I said, for me, I just kind of find it hard to celebrate, being that we are not really free. Yeah, we're not shackled to anything unless you're in prison, right? But we are not really free as Black people. Here we are still having a conversation about these elected officials, it's Black elected officials especially, going to Washington and not doing anything for Black people. Black people are in the worst condition ever than we've really, besides slavery, I guess I should say, than we've been in since slavery in the Jim Crow era. So I don't know what we are really celebrating, to be honest with you. As I see it, it's a money grab for corporations. There's a lot of people who have businesses, a lot of white people, a lot of white corporations who are raking in more money. And the crazy part about this is, y'all, again, I'm not trying to rain on y'all parade who are celebrating it. But the crazy part about it is those who are celebrating Juneteenth right now, in 2 weeks are going to go celebrate the 4th of July when you really weren't free, right? 1776, Black people weren't free for 110 years or so, almost 110 years after the Declaration of Independence. And so I think we just really need to get our priorities together, but celebrate now, but don't count that as a win for Black people. That was nothing but a bone with no meat on it that the Biden administration threw us as Black people to say, well, we did something for you, but that Juneteenth celebration didn't come with a check. It only came with, well, you Negroes are free, and be happy with that. So again, I don't want to rain on your parade.
Thank you, Master Biden. Thank you. Woo! We gonna dance. We gonna electric slide our way out of All of this stuff. Sad. And the only people that were celebrating that were our elders. Every time you look at a video, who's dancing? Somebody at least 60 years old and older.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to rant because I don't like to do that when people are celebrating things. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But I just think it should be said. And yes, Jay Bubba, you make a good point. I actually did a video on the African Diaspora News Channel about that of Bakari. You guys are calling him Bakari Sellout, Bakari Sellers, who is a CNN analyst or something like that. He sits on.
He was the youngest congressman elected at 21 years old.
22 years old, from South Carolina. And so he was ebullient about the fact that Marcel Dixon was not successful, basically taunted him saying, well, you ran a campaign on Twitter. So basically that wasn't the way to go. If it
wasn't the way, I'm going to cut you off. If it wasn't the way to go, then why did Bojangles Clyburn had to call in Kamala Harris, the second most powerful position in the world, to help him and the whole Democratic machine to help him get off the edge if it was a dumb way to run a campaign? I'm just asking.
Right. I mean, of course, but that's the status quo Negroes, if you will, who like to help sell Black people oppression as long as they're getting their buttery biscuit, right? As long as they're getting theirs, they'll, and to me, I was like, well, Bakari, what you're doing essentially is mocking that of grassroots efforts of Black people who are saying, hey, all we want is a piece of the pie. We want something specifically for ourselves. And so he thought that was funny. And so, that should be remembered about him, thinking it's funny to mock Black people who simply just wanted something for their vote. So we won't forget.
But yet, again, like I always keep saying, people say you got to be more respectful to our elders. Respect is earned. It's just not given. I mean, there's a decent type of respect, but look at these people celebrating that they beat down a younger generation and kept him in his place. What kind of thinking is that? And this is what we're dealing with, you guys. Let's call it for what it is. Yeah, you won this time, but at 83 years old, I don't see him running for another seat as these people are being exposed.
Yes, indeed. Hello, our son and brother Samuel. How are you doing today? And Harry, I see you're on here. So we're kind of changing format here. If you have a question that you want us to read, since we have a lot of people in the chat, if you have a question, put like question marks or question dash your question, or whatever you want us to read, and we'll be more than happy to do that. That way we make sure that we get to those things opposed to like reading everything, if that helps. So who else came on here? Eli, how are you? Yes, Rain, I love you. Say Marcel lost his job as a teacher. That's what he's saying on Twitter. But he said it happened a couple of weeks ago that he was not asked to come back. I think he said after 17 or 18 years of being a teacher and, being a great teacher on top of that, they did not ask him to come back. But it's like, well, I mean, they're probably not going to ask you to come back because now you're off talking points. They don't want you coming in there waking up Black people and telling them who they are and what they deserve, right? The school system as it is in America, their job is to keep people asleep, especially Black people. And so, they don't want you in there with all that rah-rah telling Black kids you're kings and you're queens and you deserve so much more. Of course not. So I think it would behoove Marcel to start his own school. There's a lot of people who would be more than happy to enroll their Black children in the Black school where there's a Black curriculum where they can learn knowledge of self and a whole host of other things that they're not being taught in the white school system, right? So, it could be a good thing at the end of this. And Felicia, how are you doing? He says, greetings from the Netherlands. And we saw Brother Dixon, hashtag we marching. I know that's right. Curly girl, how you doing? Darius says, Brother Saadiq, I actually heard your 45-minute show on Spreaker regarding Brother Marcel Dixon and Sister Tamara Johnson Shealey. I agree with your commentary. I also pray that both of them keep on pushing. Yes, indeed. And Pioneer says, slavery hasn't ended. It was just transformed from chattel slavery to the modern prison industrial complex. Absolutely. So again, why are we really celebrating, especially since most of our people are in those prisons? And Jamarcus, you say, a lion Joe fell off his bike. Yeah, I saw that he fell off his bike. I didn't really respond too much to that. People sent me things here and there. While I do not like Joe Biden, I don't want to make fun of him falling off of his bike. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people. I'm not saying that you're doing it either, Jamarcus, but I'm just saying I'm one of those people who like to critique people on things that matter. Not that, I mean, he fell off his bike. He's an older dude. I don't really wish harm on him. So I just kind of was like, well, you know, that's too bad type of thing that he fell off his bike. Seemed like he's okay. But let's focus on the things that he's really doing or not doing to harm us. And Jan Michael, how are you? And Jonah says, zero white validation needed. In truth, right, Queen, the Black Holocaust continues and it hasn't stopped. Exactly. Facts Not Feeling says, official shackles slavery has ended, and we should never forget that. However, we are not free. We don't have our own country. We don't have our own economy or legal system. We are not free. Absolutely. And Brother Todd, how you doing? He said, peace, my great talk show host, Sister Demetra. Yes, Brother Donovan. Each generation is responsible for the generation that comes after them. They must stop looking at the younger generation like they had and have nothing to do with their progress. Shame, shame, shame. Absolutely. We all got to take responsibility for the role that we play in the generations after us. So absolutely. And let's see here. It skipped up. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm back. And Harriet, you say, remembering those 200,500 Negroes, colored folks were freed that day. So you talk about it in Galveston, Texas. Okay, and Jay the informant, how you doing? Brother Simon says, so they are literally House and Senate slaves. Good point. And Robin says, right, the 4th of July, when we really weren't free. But yeah, so we're going to take money out of our households for Juneteenth and then go do it again for July 4th. It's like, y'all see the insanity in that? That's crazy, right?
That's because y'all Americans. Remember, you're an American first. You're American first. But yet you got these white tribalism going on to where it's an R or a D in front of your name. Nothing about the law or anything like that. But they're going to tell you the most loyal citizen in this country is the Black person. It is insane how we identify more so with being American than the white tribalism that's going on throughout the country.
TJ says, did y'all hear some white guy has applied to patent Juneteenth? I heard about the ice cream or something like that, but I didn't hear about the whole holiday. Well, hell, they can have it. I mean, it really belongs to them anyway. They're going to end up making the most money. That holiday ain't just for us. That's for them too. I mean, tomorrow they're going to get off work for the holiday as well. So that wasn't just for Black people. Hell, it's for them too. I mean, if you ask me, so he can have it.
And you got to ask yourself this. Anytime you have to go to somebody else to grant you something, can't they take it away too? So how is it our holiday if we got to ask massa to give us something? How?
Absolutely. And Thundy says other communities have a protege, but not us, predecessors, and then successors. Let's be honest. When was the last time you saw these words, let alone said by a Black politician, held by regular Black folk? They're like, protege? I am the protege. Ain't gonna be no protege within the next 30, 40, 50 years because I'm gonna be here. So yeah, where are the people that they're grooming? Or maybe Bakari Sellers is being groomed to take Jim Clyburn's place. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Felicia, you say hitting the like tells the algorithms there is an interaction on the stream. Do not lurk, share the like. So yes, if y'all could like this video, I love and appreciate y'all. Beats by Dizzy, you says he was successful. They're talking about him. Yeah, that he got the conversation started. He being that of Marcel Dixon. And so clearly there was some sort of a threat there, right? They thought that he could. But the other thing too is, I just want to put this out there. Jim Clyburn does not have the seat yet. He still has to challenge the Republican in November. So I'm just putting that out there. And Harriet says they grew up in Jim Crow segregation. They lived their lives in a different world. Yes, indeed. And hello, Moni. How are you doing? And Jada Informant, you say, a question. What did the youngest congressman accomplish?
Absolutely nothing. He got in line, gave his votes, and then got bounced his ass up out of there.
Yeah, he was that from, I think it was 2010 to 14 or something like that. And then he tried to run for lieutenant governor and he was not successful. And now I think he has his own law firm or he's working for some law firm and he's on CNN. And he
wasn't he on the Black News Channel?
I'm not sure.
Wasn't he a thing on the Black News Channel?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And let's see who else. And Felicia says he was successful globally. Greetings from a Caribbean residing in the Netherlands. Yes, indeed. And brother Todd, he said Juneteenth is such a slap in the face for Black folks. How are we free when we still have no freedom, justice, and equality to this day? Shaking my head. Yeah, but we think it is. We think it's something, but it's nothing more than symbolism, right?
See, that's what's wrong with you young folks. It's never enough for y'all. Y'all just always want something. We gotta get with it. The master gives you something, you ain't appreciative. They give you this, you ain't appreciative. You got a Crown Act, you ain't appreciative. We gave you a hip hop holiday, you ain't appreciative. That's what's wrong with y'all young motherfuckers. Y'all quit fucking with us.
Okay. Moni, you say, I think the summary when Mr. Dixon raises a lot more money from his own community, I think he can have a better shot in 2 more years. He gave it a great run and he shook them up. He had them scared. Well, his community being Black people. Is that what you're speaking of? And Sissy, how are you doing?
Real quick, I'm going to cut you off. Real quick, though, another thing that I told Marcel in an email was when you raise that kind of money in politics, you've got to spend it. Okay, you have to spend it. I think he still had like half of the $100,000 was left in his thing when the primary was done. When you're going up against a juggernaut, it makes no sense to save that money. Spend it all, because now the money just has to sit there now. It has to sit there until he's going to do something more political with it. It ain't like he can go and spend it somewhere and give it to his family like Clyburn does and do all that stuff. When you guys, if you guys are ever run for office, get you what I did, okay? Dimitri, ask me what did I do when I first ran for office.
What did you do, Donovan?
I went and got me a PR person who is going to sit there and tell me the damn truth if I like it or not, and what I needed to do in regards to my appearance, how I talked, and my perception to the crowd.
How you spoke.
Right, exactly. So, and that PR person was Dimitra.
I was glad to be of service. And I thought I'm gonna leave you a question up because I actually like that. And Sissy, you said, and how you doing? It says, those old Black folks that want to die in office have done so much damage to our community, and they'll continue to do that until they take their last breath, right? Monet, how you doing? And Robbie says, this is not a loss for Marcel. He's just getting started, and he had a lot of support on the national level. Yes, he did. And Ariel, how you doing? He says, shalom, my beautiful beloved sister Dimitra and big brother Don. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. Thunder has a question. He says, what are some Father's Day songs? I can't think of any.
God, Family Reunion by the OJs.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
No, that is not it. That is not it. Let's see. Family Reunion, I guess, by the OJs, even though it doesn't really have a connotation for father, but it kind of encompasses the family. God, you're right, man. That's a good question, Thunder. What? It doesn't
Papa
come to me right now.
Preach. I'm in trouble, Papa.
Madonna, Papa Don't Preach. Wow. How about You Are Everything by the Stylistics? How about that one?
You're a big girl now.
Right.
No more daddy, little girl. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will think of some.
Don't Look Back by the Temptations.
Okay.
Bernadette by the Four Tops. When She Was My Girl. Four Tops. That's a good question. That was a good one.
Got you, Jada Informant. I see your comment where you say Dr. Umar can help him build a school. Just kidding. You crazy. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm not gonna touch that. All right. So question. I'm going all to the questions now, y'all. So question. TJ says, did y'all hear that some white, I like I said that guy has applied for? Yeah. So we put that up. Yeah. I heard about the ice cream. I didn't hear about the actual patent for what you call it, Juneteenth. Who else came on?
Eli Illuminate says, Dance with My Father. There's one. That's one.
Yeah, there you go. Luther Vandross. Yes. How can we forget? Okay, so who else came on here with a question? And I'm going to acknowledge everybody. Let's see. Kid Grebo, one, how you doing? And let's see. Darius, she said, tools, they break them. All righty. And let's see here. Jafia, what's going on with you? And the old God, how you doing? And again, happy Father's Day to all of you all out there. Jay Bubba says, yep, his economy is a mess, and the economy is a mess, and Jim Crow Joe out riding bikes sad. Yeah. I guess. And Cecil, how you doing? Says Shalom family. Demetra K. Donovan, teach your children well. I love you dearly. I love you all. Shalom, Pan-Africanism, Assalamu alaikum, Hotep, Selah. Yes, indeed, all of the above. And we love you too, dear brother. Hello, Mr. D's News. How are you? Old school, what's going on with you? And you say Yvette Carnell put a video out saying Marcel was going to lose due to backup by the new black media here on YouTube. Her talking points was kind of disrespectful. Yeah, so I heard that she kind of was talking greasy about him. I didn't hear what she said. I just kind of heard it around. It's not cool that she was doing that, talking greasy about him. I mean, well, I hate that we have this dog pile mentality when it comes to our people. We should try to, at least find commonality and see how we can help each other progress. But y'all know how I feel about a lot of those people out there. I'm going to say it. I think they're charlatans, and they've added nothing to the mix of helping black people. So, to me, some of them are just as bad as your Jim Clyburns and all the other people out there who are, ignoring black people. But you have some people, black people call themselves leaders, and they're trying to do this, that for black people. But what have they done? So, well,
I listened to some of her comments, and they were kind of disrespectful in regards, but I kind of understood her. If you really listen to what she's been saying for a long time, her and the attorney Moore that she works with, Antonio Moore, and she's talking about the point of it's hard to run an election against these money politicians when you don't have it. This is why reparations is so damn important, because guys everybody keeps forgetting this. It's like when their party gets into power, they keep forgetting. When the Republicans were in the power, what was the number one thing Democrats were saying? What was wrong with politics? Citizens United. That's all you heard. Oh, Citizens United. Oh, we got to get money out of politics. We got to get dark money out of politics. What have the Democrats done in legalese? They have the House, the Senate, and the presidency to either decodify Citizens United. They're not stopping it because they're corporate Democrats. There's no difference between a corporate Democrat and a Republican corporate. They're all the same people. They get their money from the same thing. Donald Trump said it himself. I give to both parties. It's as simple as that. So if Citizens United is the biggest thing in politics, then why aren't the Democrats doing something about it? We know the Republicans ain't going to do nothing about it. So why aren't the Democrats doing anything about it? Oh, you don't hear about that. And that's what Yvette Carnell was saying. It's hard to run against a $2 million war chest when you only got $100,000.
Well, if that's all she was saying, why are people up in arms about her commentary?
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I mean, all what she's saying, but I was saying the bottom line of the foundation is she's always talking about reparations and the money.
I've listened to some of Yvette Carnell's things years ago, I guess. But I just find her to be very cantankerous when it comes to black people, especially black people we know and love, like Farrakhan, Dr. Claude Anderson. She's talked, extremely greasy about the both of them. So that's kind of when I tuned her out. I'm like, okay, she ain't adding nothing of value that I want to listen to, because you cannot be disrespectful to people who have been doing this longer than you've been alive. You know what I'm saying? We all, I think, should realize our place. I'm not saying that our ideas should be discounted, but I don't think that we have the right to be disrespectful to people who have come before us. So like I said, I've toned her and Antonio out, and not just them, but a lot of other people who I feel are very divisive to black people. So that's really what I got to say. Shane, how you doing? I see your comment. I'm gonna read it to myself. And let's see here. Moni, you say it goes like this: Father's Day is for those fathers who took the time to stay in their children's life, who took the time to be around the good times and bad times, didn't abandon, abuse the kids. Nope. As I said on my page on Facebook and Instagram, happy Father's Day, period. We don't need to do pre-qualifications when it comes to saying happy Father's Day. I think that's the only day we do that to. It's really the fathers. Well, happy Father's Day to the fathers who can jump over the moon and then go through the hoops of fire and then take all of this and swim a decathlon and all this. It's like, just say happy Father's Day. And that's, as I said, and I'm saying this to you, Mon, I'm saying in general, if you laid down with a man who was a bum, or your daddy was a Rolling Stone. Don't take it out on all the other fathers. Just deal with that. Go get some healing or whatever you need to do. But don't take this day to say, I've been waiting all day to say Happy Father's Day to only the fathers who were perfect. Because nobody's perfect, not even on Mother's Day, right? So let's just say Happy Father's Day. Let's stop the divisiveness, if you will. You know what I mean? I mean, God.
Forget that. I'm the mother and the father. I had to take up both things and did both things. This is my day too. I don't care.
Then my daughter will get mad if I say this. I ain't gonna say it. Then that means you're intersex. Put it that way. If you're a mother and a father, okay? I'm gonna say it as nice as I can. Brother Sammy says, Donovan, that's the difference between free and freed. Freed means free from your hand, but not from your control. Very good. And Beats by Dizzy says, Black people spend $1 trillion a year on their holidays. Stop it. Yeah, well, you know, we ain't gonna do it again. And let's see here. Michael M., how you doing? And more Black, how you doing? Say hi, Mr. Demetra. Is there a way to contact? Yes, via email. Yes, there is. DemetraK@gmail.com. DemetraK@gmail.com. That's how you can reach me. And let's see here. Anita, how you doing? And Brother Jonell says Black people need for the inclusion, and being under such illusion only leaves the door open for colonizers to exploit Black economics. We only receive white validation for Juneteenth Day. We already were celebrating. So we were truly given nothing, only to give our economics to white sovereignty via their Juneteenth products, businesses, and etc. Exactly. We were already celebrating Juneteenth. I mean, my mom, RIP, you know, in California, she would go to a Juneteenth festival, and she was a writer. And so she would teach the children how to write and things like that. So she was a big contributor as far as that's concerned. But we've been doing it, but we now have white validation. And so we really acting a fool, right? And Black America, you say, oh, okay, Dixon has zero chance of winning anything. And Elijah, how you doing? Good evening to you as well. And Arson, I said, good point, Donovan. If they granted us the holiday, they can take it away too. So important to remember, as more credit we give them, the more power they progressively have over us. Brother Todd, he said, Juneteenth holiday is a biscuit with no damn butter. Exactly, a very dry biscuit. And Jay, the informant, he says,
real quick. Michelle Obama recently came out, and you did a video on it, and she said something to Black people in regards. Could you kind of paraphrase what that video was about real quick, because I think that's very telling to what we're talking about right now.
Well, yeah, she just basically said that we do not have the luxury to not vote. We don't need to be excited to vote. We need to do it, right? And so we're like, no, we need a little bit more than to not be excited. We want something for our vote. And so Michelle hasn't been happy with Black people for a while for not voting for Hillary the way we did for her husband. So, so what? She'll be all right. All right. And Jay, you say Marcel should run for a local office that usually is around $20,000 until next time. Okay. Thank you, Beats by Dizzy. I thank you so much for that comment. And Monet says Donald Trump is the opposite of Donovan. Trump wants to tell lies, tell me sweet little lies. Okay. And Anita says in my Clyburn voice, what I look like wanting something. Okay. So I see you guys are all putting up songs with the word father, and you guys did say Dance with My Father, everybody. Dear Mama remix, Father's Edition, never heard of that before. And yes, more Black. Hopefully you got that as DK, DemetraK@gmail.com, DemetraK@gmail.com. And Lady Ace, how you doing? Yes, indeed. Happy Father's Day and Juneteenth to everyone. And let's see here. Brother Cecil, you say, I do not celebrate Father's Day or Mother's Day. It's nothing but a trick, as far as truly never get any kind of recognition or notice anyway. So you mean as a father or what? Explain that a little bit more if you don't mind me asking. Brother Jonell, Angie Stone, Black Brother. Yes, that's a very, very good song. Yes, indeed. Thank you for putting that in there. Okay. So now I'm going to get down to the questions, because I see we got a lot of people on here. Yashan, how you doing? Yasan, I hope I said that right. Yasan. I know I said it wrong, but hello, how you doing? Who else came on here? And I'm just looking. If I see questions, I will get it. Deanie, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Al Jackson, how you doing? It says James Brown, Papa don't take no mess. Yes, that's a good one right there. How can we not think of that, Donovan? What's really going on? That is a good one. Okay. And so you're saying, we so-called Black fathers never get any true recognition anyway. Well, I don't know about you, but I love my father, and I tell my father every day that I love my daddy. Without my daddy, I would not be here talking to you all, because it is my dad, who has imparted or put a lot of wisdom and knowledge in me that I can have these conversations with you all. As I said, if it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't be here at all, right? And so I feel sorry for any Black father that does not feel recognized or loved. But if it is any consolation to you, I love you. And I hope that you have a great day. And I hope that you hear that you are loved and shown that you are loved more often than just today. So I hope that helps. And let's see here. I'm just looking for the questions, and I'll go with you. Mr. D says, I saw that video. She was talking real crazy about Marcel. It pissed me off. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. She must have said something other than, talking about dark money. Lady Ace, he says, Gerald and Eddie Levert, Wind Beneath My Wings song is a great Father's Day song. Yes, that is a really good rendition as well. And let's see here. And Gilvetti says, hey fam, we have 117 now in the chat, but 31 likes. Yeah, what's up with that, y'all? Show me some love and click the like button. That would really help. Thank you so much. And Lady H, she says, Beyonce's song, Daddy's a Lesson is a great Father's Day song. Okay, so I never even heard of that one. And Moni said, Demetra, with Jupiter being in Aries is going to cause controversy, violence, and fighting from now to next year. April, which is not good. I'll be so glad when Jupiter gets out of Aries. Bad omen. Eesh. Well, I'm in Aries. I hope I had nothing to do with that. All right, so let's see here. Who else came on here? I'm looking for a question. Facts, not feelings. She says Marcel ran a great race. He is outspent. He was outspent, and old folks did not warm up to him. Next time, dye hair gray, sound more like Clyburn, then hit them old folks over the head with reparations when in office. Yeah. Yeah, but to your point, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, right? Sometimes you got to play the game, get in and say now, as I was saying, right? So I don't know about the gray hair, but I think you're on to something. And Edie, how you doing? He says Donovan is on point and hilarious. Yes, indeed. And Beverly, how are you doing? He says, hi, Demetra. Happy Father's Day. Donovan, yes, indeed. All right. And Angela, how you doing? Says, my Father's Eve by Eric Clapton. I really enjoy you both each Sunday. Well, thank you. And we enjoy you as well. And Lady H says, I want to ask, did Marcel tell people his full name would be on the ballot? So, yeah, I kind of heard that was where maybe some confusion was, because some people would call him and say, or, to reach out to him, hey, I didn't see you on the ballot because he was going as Marcel Dixon. But I guess on the ballot, he put Greg Marcel Dixon. Now, as simple as that may sound, some people might not have connected the dots, right? Maybe they just felt like, well, I would have known the difference or who he was. But some people just aren't really vibing like that intellectually. So
right. And not to be disrespectful. I mean, Southern, it is the South a little bit. And so I'm not saying that they don't understand, but what I'm saying is I think being from the South, I noticed that Southern people are more literal when it comes to stuff. Everything has to be like written out or, literally what they understand. So.
Yes. Black America, you say if Mother's Day is the second most celebrated holiday and Father's Day is number 20, what are the other holidays that separate them? Well, I would imagine, you got your Christmas and Easter and, things like that, Thanksgiving, I would imagine. I just think maybe moms are more celebrated because, I don't know, moms are more directly involved with the children, maybe. I don't know. And daddy's just kind of out there, getting the money and bringing it home. I don't know. But, I love my dad just as much as I love my mom. And my mom would sometimes even think that I love my dad more. She's always saying, you're always talking about your daddy this, your daddy that. So I'm a daddy's girl. So I don't know. I love my father just like I said, just as much as I love my mom. So all right. So I'm looking for the questions. And Robin, you say the illegals, Afghans, and Ukrainian refugees didn't vote, but they got tangibles. Yes, indeed, at Michelle Obama. Yeah, I guess maybe we shouldn't vote and see what happens. And let's see here. And Brother Reggie says, "Song for My Father" by Horace Silver for all my jazz heads. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. And Rain Lovey says, My father wasn't shit. He gets no acknowledgement, just like he did me." I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, what about, was there some father or a father figure in your life you can give reverence to? And I'm sorry that was your situation. That's I'd never fun to have that be your experience. My mom also had that same experience with her biological father, but she had a father, her stepfather, who was a great father to her. So.
And let's at least acknowledge the fact that you're here because of him. So if anything he's done, he's given us you. So that's a great thing.
Shirley, how you doing? You say Marcel should run on a local level. This way he could build himself up for Congress. Yeah, that would be a city council or something. I guess that's a good idea. Donovan, you know what? I'm about to X you up out of here.
What happened? That's a great Father's Day song. The video was kicking too back in the day. How many of you guys out there would disagree that is a great Father's Day song? If you're going to make me grill outside, it'd be nice to have some rump shaking going around while I'm doing it.
Maybe that's why you a father? I'm just asking. Yes, indeed, Robin. We do love our daddies. And let's see here. Who else has a question? And Facts Not Feelings, you say when Miss Obama shares some of her millions with poor working class blacks, then she can say blacks should vote and not expect tangibles. Until then, she needs to be quiet. I totally agree with you. I'm not one to even listen to Michelle Obama anymore.
Yeah, how many of you guys know in Washington, D.C., the Obamas live behind a cemented wall on their property? It's cemented. They don't even want you to go in there. It's crazy.
Yes, indeed. And wait.
Have you ever heard that song "He Is" by Heather Headley? Have you ever heard it?
Okay. I like Heather Headley. She's got a big, giant, strong voice.
Yes, and she's talking about he's the. What did she say in the lyric? He's the mind maker.
I just know
soul shaker.
Yes. That's all I know. Wavy, though, he says we really need to start instilling. And how you doing, by the way? Instilling in kids that we matter in spaces like doctors' course, especially politics. We have to make the idea of politics cool to the youth. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people don't even know a lot. I mean, not just kids, but a lot of adults know nothing about civics, right? They just kind of go with the local news and the talking points, and they don't know how to delve into, politics or anything that really would matter to them on their own.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Okay. I CLEPT, which is college level examination proficiency, where you challenge college courses. I CLEPT a bachelor's degree, right, in the military. One of the courses I could not CLEPT, believe it or not, was political science. It's that hard. You think it's really easy, but it is hard. The Constitution and the legislation. It's fairly hard. So that's one thing I didn't do.
Yes, indeed. And Eddie, if I didn't already, hello. He says Marcel did not win because South Carolina is still slow. Hicks State. Also, Susan Smith, Dylan Root, the police killer of Walter Scott, and many more were natives of that state. Okay.
What's also really sad, Eddie Thorne, is this. Isn't Charlemagne the God from that area? And he didn't even invite Marcel Dixon to the Breakfast Club that I'm aware of. And he could have helped if that was the case. But that goes to show you Charlemagne the God is also a paid agent.
Very possible. And Brother Jonell, he says, nobody truly goes to the root bulk of what these holidays from Black economy truly gives to this nation each year. Each month has these conjectured holly celebration. I think holy, or maybe I'm reading wrong. Holy celebrations empowering white sovereignty to our impoverishment. Yep. And we just keep spending. And Gilvetta, you have a question. He said, why is it so hard for the elders to step down out of these positions and let others come in that can make progress for our community? Power and ego.
Power and ego. That's all it's about. Think about it. I'm the first nigga on the block. I'm the only one at my job. I'm the first in the neighborhood. You know, it's all that. It's all that ego. And it comes from that generation because there had never been anyone. But look how quick they are to say, I'm in the front row of the church. I'm the first lady of the church. Oh, I'm the usher. You know, all these titles. My mom called them label hoes. All these people that like these labels, you know, oh, I'm an AKA, and no shade to the AKAs. I'm not trying to shade them. I'm just saying they go to these positions because it's all about ego and power, nothing more. They could care less about you. They enrich their families. On my podcast, Black Politicians Ain't Shit, I actually showed every Black politician in the Congressional Black Caucus that funnels money to their own family. Look at their family. Show me a Black congressional or any politician really that their kids don't go to private school or their kids isn't being funneled money to go to the college of their choice. Power and ego.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mr. D's News. Donovan don't have no sense at all. That's that Rum Shaker song got y'all all being fathers up in here today. And let the redeemed say so. How are you doing? It says, my father is the man. He is here for me and my children. About to take him for I think he meant a nice steak dinner. Yes, indeed.
And for those of you guys that have a Waffle House, take that man to Waffle House so he can get what he wants.
A Waffle House, huh? Yes, indeed. Most of us who love our fathers, our fathers would do anything for us. And I know that's the type of father that I have. He would do anything for myself and my siblings. So that's what makes him a great man as well. And Stanley, how you doing? Says, I respect my father. He wasn't there, but I grew up with my mother and I understand why he wasn't. Okay, well, you know, and it's okay to respect your father, even though he wasn't there. I mean, it's a personal choice, right? And Brother Jonell, he says, to quote the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, never forget you was brought here for economic reasons. So we got to truly become aware, an aware mathematical people on all levels. We are behind because we are not calculating with our own God-given intelligence, but our colonizers' miseducation. That is the absolute truth. And let the redeemed say so. Says, now my dad will be 85 tomorrow. Wow. That is a life well lived. I bet he's got a plethora of experience and stories and knowledge. See, that's what I love, especially about, you know, talking to my father. He has so much knowledge and wisdom and stories for days that, you know, he shares with me. So that's a blessing. And
you know, and think about this, as you guys are aging and we're all aging, think about all of the things that we've seen in our lifetime that took 70, 80 years to be seen. The Great Depression, we've seen that twice now, basically. A recession, they call a depression and a recession nowadays. We've seen that. Plagues, wars. We've seen stuff within a short amount of time, and we still got a lot of time to go.
I haven't had to do this in a while. Donovan, I would love to see your shiny bald head. I hope you come to Michigan real soon, Big Daddy. Since it's hot out here, you scared to come when it's cold. A little girl cool. Oh, wait. When it's cold, keep a little girl cool. Enjoy today. It's your day, baby.
Yes. I'm working on it. Michigan.
Yes. Rain, you say in South Carolina, a lot of Black people cannot read or write. For real? Okay. And Marcella, how you doing? You say, I just want to say a shout out to all the stepdads, and that's to my man who stepped up with my two oldest and my stepdad. Happy Father's Day. I love you. Yes, indeed. Got to give a shout out to the stepfathers as well. I also had a stepfather who, you know, was there for my mom, siblings, and I as well. And so, yeah, we got to give a shout out to the men who stepped up. Not that our fathers weren't there, but, you know, mom remarries, and, you know, it's important to have a stepfather who is going to be there, right? So I agree with you 100% on that. Amazing Tribe, how you doing? He said Rum Shaker video, music video is that lit. Beautiful African beauty, beautiful African Black lady. Yeah. Calm down, killer, calm down. And Lords of Lords, how you doing? He said, wasn't Heather singing about a Mzungu? I knew somebody was going to bring that up. But yes, from what I understand, she is married to a white man, from what I understand. I don't know if she still is, but she was.
What does that have to do with it? No, go ahead.
And let's see here. Stanley says, calm down in Columbia, South Carolina. We are not slow. Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, man. Y'all talking about people can't read and write. Come on.
Well, and that's why when they brought that thing up, that could have been a problem. I don't really think people are that disassociated where they can't see Marcel Dixon. It's the same person. It's on the same line. I mean, if there's nobody else in the selection, you would think it would be.
Amazing Tribe, he lost for the primary, so he has to try next time around. Okay, and so Lady A says, I don't vote because I remember being on a group panel in 1990s that voted local judges in, and that's how a lot of these people get into office. Okay, and let's see here. And Jan Michael, you say, I believe I get Black America's question as far as, what question was that? Forgive me. And let's see here. Robbie says, I think Clyburn is grooming his grandson to take his place. Could be. And Clark Bishop, how you doing? He says, song for my father, Leon Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
We learned who was that congressman that started the reparations, the HR 40, whatever the thing was, and he wanted his son to replace him? Wasn't that the same guy?
Elijah Cummings?
No. The guy that did the HR 40.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, though?
I do, but it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of who he was.
And he was grooming his son to take the spot. Because remember, he was removed under ethics violation or sexual harassment or something. And then his son jumped in to replace him, and he got bounced out of there overwhelmingly.
Somebody put it in the chat. It's going to disturb me. But I can't think of his name right now. Don't know. You say holy. Don't mean holy. Holy has its roots in India. Why the word holy before day? Well, do tell. And Deanie, you have a question. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, forgive me. He says, is it better to run as a Republican instead of going up against the Black Democrat establishment?
Okay. Politically, it depends. Like right now, we have a guy in LA, a billionaire, who's running as a Democrat. Why is he running as a Democrat? It's a Democratic state. So it's your strategy and how you do it. The Democratic establishment isn't Black. It's just Democrat, which is basically racist white. So when you see a Black Democrat, that is a person that is just basically supporting the Democratic agenda. They don't think they're Black. They think that they're the Stevens of their era, and they're worried about themselves. So there's only two parties, Republican or Democrat. Both parties work together to uplift white supremacy.
But I think I get their question, though, in that Republicans often put up Black candidates to get rid of the incumbent on the Democrat side. So,
absolutely. Herschel Walker, good example.
So, yeah, I think I think it's a good question. I also think it's a good strategy. I mean, that's kind of where I was going when I said that Jim Clyburn doesn't have the seat yet. So, yes, indeed, Arson. I think Donovan loves getting into character. And Lady H says people are selected by a group, not voted in by the masses, and that's politics. We've been hoodwinked. You better believe it. And Kasim, how you doing? You say Tupac's Papa song. Never heard it. I don't think. I'm not good with titles of songs, but I have to check that out.
Well, what about Tupac's song, him and MC Breed? I think that's a father song. I got to get mine. You got to get yours. You got to get mine. You got to get yours. Get yours. That's a great father song.
I don't know if you want to talk about that song today, okay? Jay Bubble, you say cows falling dead to Babylon is falling. Can y'all believe that? 8,000 cows, I think it was in Kansas or something like that, where the heat got to them and they just killed over 8,000 cows dead.
The question you got to ask yourself is, what did they do with that cow meat?
On y'all plates? Y'all
sitting in the sun most of the day before they realized these cows were dropping, and they said, well, we don't want to waste the product.
It's jerky or something, I don't know. And Vegetari, how you doing? Vital Vegetari, you say, my father was called by the name of awful because him was awfully good at everything him did. Oh, got it. So understand. So you said he was awfully good at everything he did. Okay, got it. I was kind of like, oh my God, I thought your comment was going somewhere else, but I'm glad to hear that your father was a great man. And let's see here. Amazing Child says, Heather Headley, congratulations. You played yourself. Y'all wowed it. All right. So I don't see any more questions. And so we are going to get it. I'm just playing. Where's the pioneer? Where's the pioneer? I actually got to the bottom of all these comments.
I think you got to go get a piece of chicken. That's all.
I want to get his Father's Day. Maybe I want to go out there and, do what you do. But so.
And it's an hour. You did it in an hour.
What's really going on? Am I getting that good? What's really going on? And Amazing Tribe says, Demetra K, I'm cool, chilling. How are you? I'm doing fabulous. No complaints. It's a little hot here in Houston. It's a little hot. But I'm from California where it's dry heat. But this humidity, like I have to get up early in the morning and go running at the park because it's so hot here. It's like, oh my God, right? I'm drenched. But it's good. I need to be drenched because I got to lose some lbs. But anyway, you say, how are you? He says, I'm enjoying seafood boil, watermelons, grilled burgers, coleslaw, seasoned potato wedges, etc. Now you made me hungry. I had a salad today. And Al, he says, Donovan, do the electric slide in the chair again. Dimitri, you too. I ain't got a chair that slides like his.
When I did it, the damn cat was down there. I almost tripped over the damn cat.
Is that what that was? We heard wow. It said motherfucker. Oh, Stanley, you say pioneer at a cookout somewhere. He probably is with his crazy self.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Demetra, in all seriousness. Sure. Okay, it's Father's Day, and we know how important Mother's Day is to us because, like I said, the mother's the first teacher. She's, to everybody that I know of, their mother is everything to them, right? Mom is always going to be taken care of unless you raise a damn selfish ass son or daughter or whatever. What does Father's Day actually mean to you?
I mean, honestly, Father's Day don't mean anything to me because, like I said, I honor and respect my father every day. So I don't have to choose a day to say, oh, let me be extra nice to my dad. Now, of course, if I was in California where he is, I would, take him to get a steak as well. He loves to eat steak or whatever the case is and do something really nice for him. But I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me out of the ordinary. Of course, I say Happy Father's Day to people, but I like I said, I'm one of those people. I think we should love and appreciate people while they're here, and not wait to a special day. Which one of the reasons I don't celebrate Christmas or any of the other holidays because I think you should be, have the spirit of giving and be nice and all that all year round. So it doesn't really mean anything, especially to me, but to those that it does, I'm not taking that away from them. As I said, I love my father every day. And I tell him that I love him, and so there's that. What about you, Donovan?
Unfortunately, I wasn't raised with my father. My father died when I was at a very young age, ex-Marine, Vietnam era type stuff. So I never really understood the importance of like Father's Day until I became a father. And even as a father, it is now, like you said, it's every day for me because when I see the productive young men that I put into society, I've done my job. So I don't down people who want to celebrate and barbecue and do whatever it is that they do on their day. I'm retired, so every day to me is the same. And whenever a friend of mine, even when my mom retired, I told her and all my friends, every day is the same. The first thing you're going to do when you guys ain't going to retire. Most of you guys out there, you are not going to retire. You're going to be working like slaves until you're dead, unfortunately. But if you do get the chance to retire, the one thing you are going to lose is the essence of time. And I don't mean like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. I mean, I miss so many damn appointments because I don't remember what day it is because every day is the same. So again, I have to agree with you. Father's Day, it's a great acknowledgement, but it's just another day.
I mean, could it be dementia? Because you are getting up there. You say you forget the time of day and stuff. So I'm just concerned for you. So Delavo, I hope I said that right. How are you doing? He says, our sisters are 70% single. Well, how about the brothers do something about that? I'm just asking, take some of us off the market.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a little caveat. Tuesday, Demetra and I will be talking about an incident that happened, I believe, somewhere on the East Coast in regards to, what is that called? Speed dating or?
Yeah, speed dating.
Yeah, speed dating things. And the incident, some of you guys have probably seen it, where all these beautiful women showed up, but there were no men. And we're going to talk about that Tuesday on the podcast. So tune into that.
What's wrong with you? Andre Watson, how you doing? You say run. If you run faster than 8 miles an hour, you're running. Anything less is jogging or fast walking. Well, I call it running because at the age of 51, I think what I'm doing out there is running. Now, am I like, let me just say this. I can sprint, okay? When I'm at the gym, I do sprint on, the machine and things like that. But maybe I'm doing a jog or something. It's hot out there. I ain't trying to pass out or nothing, but I am capable of running. I used to run track in high school. In fact, I lettered in track, so I do know how to run. Hope that helps. Brother Samuel said, Demetra, your hair looks good. Thank you so much. He says, also tell me about your workout and diet. Are you now on that you briefly mentioned before? Okay. I was doing the raw fruits and vegetables, and I was doing okay, but I was like, I can't do this. I mean, I'm already eating, plant-based for the most part, but the raw fruits and vegetables don't really agree with me like that. They do things to my stomach, like bloat my stomach really bad. And I don't need to have my stomach any bigger than it already is. So I'm just basically plant-based. Right now I'm doing protein shakes in the morning and, just eating light salads and things like that, trying to continue to come down in weight. I am coming down. And right now I'm not going to the gym because the gym I was going to, they let kids get in there for free. And so it's just kids everywhere. And, coronavirus is still going on. I don't like to work out with a mask. And so now I'm just outdoors. I'm at the park or, I'm doing Pilates as well at home. And I have, weights and stuff that I lift here. So that's what I'm doing right now until further notice. But more importantly, I just keep moving and stop eating as much.
Too bad you don't have mountains out there like you did right over here, right down the street. You were on Rubidoux Mountain every day, it seemed like.
When I was going up that mountain, my legs was like, pow. I mean, they still kind of like are pow, but not like that. They were pow. They was just, man, Yeah, Texas don't have no mountains. Not where I'm at anyway. You have to go further toward California to get to the mountains. So anyway, who else has something to say on here? Brother Darnell says, mothers and fathers is really one unit. Their day is truly 365. The society pushes division. You better talk about it. Yes, indeed. And especially in our community, we don't hear about the mother and father unit as much. So there is a lot of division. Yeah, mother and father, they should, even if you're not together, you still should move as a well-oiled machine, right? To raise the kids. And the Lavo, you said, I blamed it on the brothers. What did I blame on the brothers? And
I think he was talking about the event. The women blamed it on the guys, saying it was something like the NBA finals were on or something, why the men didn't show up.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay. So Paris, you're saying it was in Dallas. And how you doing, by the way? Amazing. Chive says, okay, talking to Anita. The agitator says, what time, Tuesday, are y'all going to be talking about the speed dating?
Well, I answered it.
Okay, got it. Let the redeem say so. You say all the men like.
Why is it that no? And like I said, she has a right to say what she needs to say. But why is it that every time the narrative, if black men don't show up for this, or men in general don't do a certain thing that they would usually do, the first thing that comes out of women's mouth is they allude that they're gay. Why is that? Why is that?
I don't do that.
No, you don't do that. But you always see that narrative, and and I'm not like let the Redeemer say so. I'm not trying to pick on you, whatever. I just happen to notice that as a man, that's the first thing women go to if a guy doesn't want to talk to you or show up at certain events. We're gay. Why is that the go-to thing?
Well, again, if we're talking about emotional intelligence, I think sometimes we, and I'm just saying in general, humans, we don't really lack the necessary emotional intelligence to really tackle a situation. And so sometimes, and I'm not saying this about you, let the redeemed say, so I'm not saying this about you at all, but a lot of times it's easy for us to go to the low hanging fruit, if you will, and accuse somebody of something that we have no idea if they are or they are not.
Right.
But I would just say that we just need to use a little bit more rational thinking when it comes to things. You know, if we don't know the answer, we should ask.
Right. Because I mean, the women that reject me, that I don't really say, oh, well, she must be gay. Hey, no, I'm just not her preference.
I say she's smart. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Arson, you say, question, I need your input on a different topic. I got into it last night with my brother who was defending both Biden and Obama. Do you believe the Obamacare was meant to help Black people? So if you're saying, so if your brother is saying it was meant to help Black people specifically, nah, I mean, and even if it was meant to help Black people, where is our specifics? Like everybody else has specifics, right? So it's like apples and oranges, if you will.
Yeah, no, Obamacare was not for Black people at all because we're only so-called 13% of the population. So, and I know, Arson, you're up in Canada and stuff. So it wasn't geared toward Black people. There's a lot of white people who are getting wiped out medically for one illness, one sickness. And so this was a way to contemplate all these bankruptcies and stop ruining these major white families who are getting illnesses. But to target a small group of people like that, no, it wasn't for Black people at all, even if you did it by the numbers.
Yes, indeed. So amazing, Tribe, you're saying, about that mix of the NBA playoffs or NBA finals are going on. So, I mean, is that more important than getting you a nice woman?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with that, too, because if you look at the NBA finals and the numbers are at its lowest in almost 30 years, according to whoever keeps these numbers that they're saying that nobody's watching the NBA. And you want to know why nobody's watching the NBA and all these major sports leagues? Because people are tired of sports being politicized. And so people aren't watching it. And so I don't even know if that, that would be a really legitimate reason. I think they just threw that out there just as an excuse because nobody was watching the NBA finals. Nobody was watching that. The viewership was higher in round 1 and 2 than it was in the NBA finals. So what does that tell you?
I don't know. Brother Samuel says today they are trying to make GMO men. Matthew 12:29 says, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man and then he will spoil his house. Very good point. And the Lavo, you say our sisters are super single. Well, change the narrative. If we single, then maybe some of y'all need to step up and and take some of us off the market. I'm just saying, I mean, like, are we interested in solving that issue? Or are we, do we want to fight about it? Like, what do we want to do here?
Right. But you also got to remember this. Everybody keeps forgetting this. There are more women than there are available men. Almost 1 million Black men went to jail in the 90s. Okay. Kevin Samuels, I know people don't like Kevin Samuels, but the numbers were correct. 55% of Black men do not have children. A majority of the women, 30% of the Black men are creating all these children. Thus, you had that guy that had 30 children by 11 different women. That truck driver guy he had 30 children by 11 different women. So, and I'm not going to get into all the specifics. Everybody can say what they want to say, but you got to go by numbers. There are more women than there are men. Here in California, the ratio, am I right, Demetra? 7-1. It's 7-1. So the numbers don't even add up. So you're going to have way more single women out there. And as women keep procreating more women and children, the numbers are just going to go up because a lot of men are not producing like they're supposed to be producing.
I mean, I guess in the Labo, you say the sisters are done. I mean, maybe you done with sisters, but I know there's a whole lot of brothers in this chat that ain't done with sisters. So maybe you need to speak for yourself.
I've always said I will be the first to sacrifice my body for any woman that needs to share me. I'm first to do that.
And then I'm gonna put this comment up so y'all can I'm gonna let y'all handle that. Let me see here. He says nobody's marrying y'all any race.
Well, again, and I'm not taking anybody's side, but you got to look at, is there an incentive for men in the law to get married? I'm married, automatically 50% of everything that I work for goes to her.
I mean, there's a lot of women too who 50% of what she works for goes to y'all. So I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, so I just think this is the problem. Okay. People are looking at marriage the wrong way before they even get in there. So a lot of black men, or let's say men in general, don't want to be married. Y'all scared to even get into the thing. So y'all want to, play around and all that. That's another thing my daddy taught me. Don't you ever become somebody's plaything. You become the main thing. Okay? So, I mean, y'all scared of getting taken to the bank. I mean, there's a lot of women getting taken to the bank, but I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, but not as a comparison to men, though. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, but you try to avoid that by making the right decision. Let's keep it real. I keep saying I'm gonna start my podcast. What's behind the booty? Y'all, a lot of y'all men don't care what's behind the booty. Y'all see a big giant butt, a bunch of weave and all that other stuff, and then y'all think that's your wifey. Then you marry her, and then you see she ain't about nothing, and then you don't want to be with her more. Yeah, she take you out to the cleaners. Let's talk about that of Tristan Thompson, who was married with Khloe Kardashian, but before he got with her, he left another woman with a baby, got a baby with Khloe, and then ran off the rail and had a baby with some woman who he refuses, from what they're saying, to have anything to do with the new baby. So y'all
that's
out there,
30% of men that are having babies.
Yeah, but so I'm saying, y'all trying to blame women for y'all not wanting to be married, but what about y'all? I mean, just using him for an example, he got 3 babies by 3 different baby mamas that he is paying 3 child support checks to, and he'll be one of those men that talk about all women ain't shit. Y'all women just want a bag. So you mean to tell me you're supposed to plant your seed in a woman and not be responsible financially for that seed? You think you're supposed to just hump and dump that woman and go about your way because you all of that? So I'm not saying a lot of men think like him, but a lot of the men that talk about the sisters are done and nobody want to be with you, those are the type of men that think that. They don't take responsibility for the role they play in, the sisters or whatever the case is. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with that thing, but we also got to take responsibility as well. I mean, why would a man that has 30 children have 11 baby mamas, and women are still wanting to sleep with a person like that? So we male and female, need to make better decisions before we bring children into the world. At least we can agree on that. Don't bring the kids into the situation to where they're going to suffer. Let's not do that.
I know, Robin. That's what I got time today. I got time. So Darius, you say, I don't think that it's always a matter of black men not showing up or not being there as much as a situation where these particularly competent, righteous, honorable black men. Yeah, and I don't think there's a lot of black men. Like I said, I don't know black men who are deadbeats and don't show up for their kids in one way or other. I just don't know men like that. So just like I don't know women who were ratchet and twerking and doing all that other stuff. Not to say that those men and women don't exist. I personally don't know people who are like that. So,
and let's just talk about the institution of marriage in America. Let's face it, the statistics are there. 60% of all marriages end up in divorce. That's just a fact. But let's also look at the numbers here. Overwhelmingly, black men and women marry each other. But in the institution of marriage, across the board, 80% of all marriages are ended by women. For whatever reasons, they're ended by women. So those are the stats.
Okay. Hello, Thaddeus. How are you? And happy Father's Day to you as well, if you are a father. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Let's see here. Who else got something to say? Let the redeemed say so. He said a lot of black men like Becky's and are locked up too. Well, when we say a lot, how many are we talking about? How many? And our brother Donnell says these sisters are all not single. They're just not married, but they're having relationships and children. Absolutely. They're just not married. So very good point. I will, the agitator.
And if you look at the statistics, white women are doing it. Hispanic women are doing it. Asians aren't doing it as compared to the other groups. But still, it's almost like our society, this is a norm type situation thing. Women are doing it for themselves. There was a song by Annie Lennox and Aretha Franklin. Sisters are doing it for themselves, you know. So I mean,
but,
it is what it is.
that they would speak for themselves. I know a lot of sisters who don't want to do it for themselves. I know a lot of sisters who want to be with a man, and they can do it together per se. So that ain't all women. Like I said, all the black women I know, they want to be with somebody, a good man, So I don't hang out with women talking about I'm a strong, independent black woman. I don't need no man. I don't know women like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna speak to the fellas. I have a bunch of buddies that have daughters that teach their daughters, you don't need no man. If man can't treat you like the way I treat you, and this is that, he's giving the wrong message to his daughter. So that's part of the problem too. The problem itself is men himself. How are you telling your daughter to react in regards to how she treats a man? You don't need no man. You're putting that in her head from the time that she was born because you love her so much.
I will speak from my father's, from what my father told me. My father always said a woman don't need a man to help her do nothing. So what my father said is, if you with a man and he can't at least, do what you're doing, or he's sitting up doing nothing, you don't need him. And that's the same thing. That's true for a woman, for a man. If you got a woman who is not contributing anything to the household or helping you build, you don't need her. Why? So in that case, why do you need somebody to help you do nothing?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, great advice. But, when I hear men complaining about women ain't doing this, women ain't doing that, whatever. I mean, just about all of my buddies that were in the military, we're all in the military together, that have daughters, have given their daughters the wrong message, and they've received it wrong. I don't know if they received it wrongly or whatever, but they think what daddy was saying was, you don't need no man, do it yourself. And that's part of the problem. I mean, how do you break something that you were raised in and you were told from the time that you're an infant up until the time you leave your parents' house? That's very hard to break.
I mean, I totally get it. I think most fathers should impart some wisdom on their daughters, because fathers are men too. And at one point in time, they were there as well. So yeah, they don't want no, dude running through his daughter, humping all up and down on her, making her the plaything and not making an honest woman out of her. So I don't think that's bad advice. I commend any father who has that conversation with their daughter to tell her to expect more from men, and, not allow yourself to be used and, become a receptacle, if you will, for men. So I don't have a problem with that. I think if you don't tell your daughters that, you're irresponsible as a man. Now, if you're giving her false ideas of who she is in a relationship, that's a different story. But I think any man worth his weight that's a father should give his daughter something she can use, and that she can, judge the character of a man by, well, my daddy said this about a man, to look out for this over a man or whatever, just like moms say to their sons. I think that's your parental duty, to make sure that your children can to some degree be a good judge of character. I don't know. So let's see here. God just said, what about me? Got married so she can run off with my children and money. Well, again, unfortunately, there's no absolutes and there's nothing perfect. I'm sorry that happened to you. I didn't have the best relationship with my daughter's father as well. I mean, eventually we came to our senses and we ended up getting along. And that was through the help of my mom, who was very wise, and she, sat us both down and gave us something we could use. Because she said, at the end of the day, you're going to be harming your daughter with all this nonsense that you're doing. So we were able to grow up. So I'm not really sure what happened in your situation, but I am sorry that happened, as that cannot be fun to have someone take your children from you.
Yeah, and your mother also told me, Donovan, if you're going to go after Amanda, you're going to be waiting a long time.
And Delavo, you said keep thinking the white boys want you. Let me play devil's advocate. Well, I'm assuming that you a black man. So if y'all, for your comment, don't want us, why do you care whether the white boys want us or not? Why do you care? Because y'all sure care when one of them get with a white boy. She a bad one. She this, she that. But y'all don't want them, so why do you care? If she get with a Martian, why is that your business since you don't want her? I'm just asking. And Brother Samuel says, your daddy sounds like my daddy used to tell my 7 sisters, you ain't no teaser to lay down. And it says, lay down with as you get up. Oh, yeah. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, don't let somebody just, have fun with you. And that's not what you put on the earth for. You're not put on the earth to be somebody's plaything. And that's for men too. Like me as a woman, I'm not attracted to a man that sleeps around. I think that's utterly disgusting. that you know, laying down with any and everything, and then you trying to be with me. I don't think so. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we should all teach our kids to have more value on themselves and their bodies and who they share it with. That's just me though. And Derry says, and are not going to allow Black women to determine how they express their manhood. Black women, if you were a real man, or he says, so if Black women are saying, if you're a real man, you would. Black men, okay, sis, I'm out. Next, that's my attitude. You're not, in your comment cut off. So again, I'm going to say this. I don't know what kind of women y'all dealing with out there, but I'm going to say this. You know, for men and women, as Brother Jonell always says, settle down to a good choice. Are you settling down to a good choice? And I'm speaking to men and women. And I'm not speaking from on a perch of perfectness. I've settled down to bad choices before. So I think we need to ask ourselves, what are we settling down to? As they say in the nation, are you courting the person that you're with? Or are you just saying, oh, he cute, she cute, let's make it do what it do? And then, you know, once you locked in with a child or something, you realize that person ain't no damn good. Then you got 18 to 24 years of misery. And I'm reading this book right now by called The Well-Made Man by Brother Nuri Muhammad. I'm just now getting into it. I have a habit of reading a whole bunch of books at once, so I'm trying to focus on this one, but it's really good. And the part that I'm at now, he's talking about Brother Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan, rather, saying how men should be a good example. So it's a really good book. I suggest that you guys get it. He's, you know, giving men knowledge and things that you can use. And he's also giving women cues and clues to look for in a man. So I'm just putting that out there. Let's see here. Robin says, shout out to Herschel Walker and his 4 baby mamas. I mean, you know, not a Herschel Walker fan, but I just kind of find it funny that, you know, people want to talk about Herschel Walker's baby mamas, but, you know, Trump had 3. You know, there's a whole lot of other people out there, you know, doing the same thing. And I just think that's a tactic of the Democratic Party. And it's funny, I was actually having this conversation with Brother Phil, and he actually brought that up, that it's a tactic of the Democratic Party, you know, to really keep trying to throw that out there. Like, y'all ain't all the things that y'all could talk about with Herschel Walker, you talking about his baby mamas. And that's also, if you really truly think about it, that's a racist dog whistle, because they try to attach that to Black men. Oh, he's irresponsible with his ding-a-ling. Oh, well, he just landed, let me finish. He just landing all over the place, having all these illegitimate babies. That's what the narrative they try to paint about Black men. And here the Democratic Party is who, you know, they're mad at Black men because Black men won't vote and are helping to, you know, throw some of the elections for some of their beloved candidates. But yet they throw that racist overtone, if you ask me, out there about Herschel Walker, Black man, being so irresponsible with his penis that he's got all these baby mamas out there. So we should be careful of the things that we listen to and the things that we spread.
Right. But are you aware that Herschel Walker for years has been telling Black men how to be responsible with their kids, and they should be with the kids, and they should do, you know, a lot of people aren't aware that he's been saying those things. So I'm not saying what the Democratic Party is doing right, but what I'm saying is politically what they're doing is showing that he's very hypocritical in what he's talking about.
Is he the first hypocrite in politics?
Of course not. Like I said, it's a political.
I get it, thing, but like there's so many other things they can talk about. Like Herschel Walker is a total nimwit. He is not, like, the lights are on and nobody's home. So there's a lot of things they could talk about with Herschel Walker, but they try to go to that thing that they know everybody's gonna jump on. Ooh, the Black man is a boogeyman. He got all these kids he ain't taking care of. That sound like a Black man to me. That's what they're doing. So I get it that he's been out there preaching, you know, to people to be present in their kids' life. I don't even know if he's got these illegitimate kids or not. Has that been verified? So I'm just saying.
Yeah, he verified it.
So all the things they could talk about why he's not, and him having a bunch of kids out there does not disqualify him for being a senator. All the other stuff disqualifies him though, but yet that's what we talking about.
Right. And the thing is, I don't care if he married the baby mamas or not. He has enough money to support his kids, and that is a fact. He does support his children.
Who?
Herschel Walker. He has enough money to support his children. It is a fact. Okay, the ladies have to take him to child support to acknowledge it. But the point is, once all that was done, he does financially support his kids. And I know a lot of ladies are going to get mad when it comes to this situation. Ladies, you cannot make a father be a father if he doesn't want to. To call a man a deadbeat dad, even though he's providing financial support, I think is kind of an oxymoron. So if he's doing the financial support, you can't make him be a dad. You know, if he doesn't want to be there, he has every right not to be there, but he does have a financial fiduciary response to take care of his children. And if he's doing that, how is he a deadbeat dad?
Got it. There, she said, I'm going to dictate my manhood to me. Sorry, ain't going to happen. I don't even know what that means, but I'll take your word for it. All right, so let me get down to Wilbur. How you doing? Thank you for joining us, and happy Father's Day if you are a father. Okay, and let's see here. Let me get down to Godspeed.
Go to Sunlight's question. I think that's a very good question.
Where's Sunlight's question at? Did I skip her?
Oh, I don't know where you're at.
Let me get to this and I'll get to her. Yeah. Godspeed says, all the black men I know are there for their kids, and the whole thing about black men and black women is just another way to divide us. Absolutely. And here we are. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you pointed that out. Frank, how you doing? And Brother Sammy says, Dimitri, you don't know these people. However, the narrative could be our enemy tells the story they want to project all day. And Godspeed says, I believe there's a small group of black men and women who are not there for their kids, but this can be said and applied to all groups of race of people. Absolutely. And let's see here. Sun Kisser says, it's going to change. Me and my family wish our kids would cross the fence. Everybody needs to get on that code. I absolutely agree. And Ali says, Kevin Samuels said a man should love a woman unconditionally, but she can only love him with conditions.
Well, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace, brother.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my head around that. Give me a moment. And Monet says, my uncle chose a white woman to date who looks like she was my uncle chose a white woman to date who looks like she's a short bus rider. He says black women don't treat him right, but he was locked up for 12 years because of a white woman.
Insane.
Yes, indeed. Arson, you say, laugh out loud. Let me know if I skipped Sunlight's question. It says, Arson says, laugh out loud. Did Donovan say he was ready to sacrifice his body to be shared between women? Laugh out loud. Oh my God, aren't you a man of virtue? Says, laugh out loud. Gotta wonder if he would help out the LGBT if needed.
No, I do not support the LGBTQ plus at any of their activities, but I'm just here to help the shortage of black men that are out there. If you ladies need no, I'm just joking, but yeah, we need more brothers to step up.
Yes, indeed. The Sunlight says, question from previous show, why is no one discussing why the Lori Harvey types are getting wifed? I haven't heard anyone question that.
Well, if you're asking me, Donovan Saadiq, when you have 304 tendencies in your tool belt, you will get wifed very quickly. Very quickly.
Well, hold up, wait a minute now. Hold up, wait a minute. But then y'all cry about, she took me to the bank. She did this. But all y'all saw was a beautiful face and a nice behind. Y'all didn't care about, anything else that she had to offer. So what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I'm just saying, if you've got that in your toolbox, whatever else she brings out, there are simps out there that will wife these dudes. Okay, a good example, Nicki Minaj's husband, simp. Cardi B's husband.
Why?
Making money.
Why is he a simp?
No, he's not a simp. He's making money. He's doing his thing. But I'm just saying, a lot of these women, who
you said
Nicki Minaj's husband?
Yeah, why is it already simp?
Because he's being taken care of predominantly by Nicki Minaj.
How you know what that man got?
What you mean?
How you know?
What you mean? I know.
How?
I know everything.
How? Did they show?
I'm the numbers man. I know everything.
Did they walk you into their bank account and their financial situation?
No.
So how do you know?
Because I know.
You don't know.
I do know.
You called those men simps?
I'm calling them simps. I'm calling them simps.
And I mean, and let's be honest. I mean, Nicki Minaj, if she is taking care of her man, there's probably not a lot of men that she will run across that's making more money than her. So I mean, if she like it, what's the problem?
No,
they married.
Yeah,
so
no,
why
there is no problem. I'm trying to answer the question. There's a lot of simps out there that will marry like a Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey doesn't want to get married. That's obvious. She doesn't want to get married. So It is what it is.
I say nowadays, mama says she doesn't need a man. The daughter doesn't want a man, and the son doesn't want to be a man. Whew. Sad state of affairs. Yes, it is. And thank you, Marcus, for sharing the link on Facebook. If you guys want me to read your comment, click on the link, and I would love to do so. Donovan says, everybody play nice. Yes, indeed. Sunlight says, sounds like they don't want the fathers encouraging daughters to have standards.
No, the father should have the daughter to have standards. There's no doubt about that. But what you put in their head, I don't know how they're saying it or how they're doing it, but it's being interpreted wrong. They're not saying you don't need a man. That isn't what I would interpret it as. But a lot of these people, and you talk to these young people, I can do everything myself. That isn't, we know you can. That's not the point. We know you can do everything if push came to shove or you wanted to be on your own. We know that. But if you keep having that attitude, you're not going to get a lot of men that are going to stick around. I mean, that's just a fact. What do you need me for if you can do everything?
I'm just telling you, I don't know women who speak like that. So I don't know where y'all finding these women at. And, you know, if y'all run into women talking about, I don't need a man, why y'all even wasting your time with her? Why?
No, I don't. I keep it pushing. But when I see young girls that have that attitude about them and stuff, I try to say, hey, look, you know, how do you expect to, get a dude if you got that type of attitude? What guy wants to deal with that?
Darius said, if sisters are doing it for themselves, cool. Go handle that, sis. Don't call me for trust and believe. No love or sleep lost on my part. Mariah Carey told y'all back in 1991, make it happen. But again, I think you probably, and I'm just saying in general, need to keep company with better women. I don't know why you would keep a company or even be around a woman who talks like that. Let her, I wouldn't even have a conversation with her too longer than after, well, I'm a strong, independent woman. All right, bye.
Yeah, well, again, even when you try to give constructive criticism, we've gotten to a point because men have let women have their say without trying to be disrespectful, that we're just completely turned off. Like, you guys can argue among yourself if that's the case. You know what I mean? Because we want cooperation. That's what I actually believe.
I'm going to say this, and be careful who you have kids with. I love that name. I'm going to put your question up there and keep it up there. Do y'all ever ask yourself why some of these women act that way?
They're picking the wrong person. They don't ask enough questions. I don't know, but obviously they're not picking what it is that they want. They're having sex before they're having a relationship.
Because if I'm listening to y'all low-key kind of making it seem like that woman came out of the womb like, I'm an independent, strong Black woman. I think there was something else that happened in between her coming out of the womb and her coming to that conclusion. Now, yes, there are some women who just are that way, and maybe they were raised that way, but there's some women who've been through a lot of stuff like, shit, I can't depend on a man for nothing any goddamn way, so I might as well do it all by myself. I'm just throwing that other part of the conversation out there, but be careful who you have kids with. He said so many co-parenting mothers are quietly having wonderful collaborative relationships with their children's father, built on trust and mutual deep respect. Yeah,
absolutely. And those are the women that are waking up and saying, it's more beneficial for me to get along with this person and communicate with this person. No shade to anybody. The people who don't want the drama and relationships don't work out. It just happens. Okay, they're seeing that it's more beneficial to work with the other parent than to put him in jail, to take his license away where he can't make a living. That's not helping anything. So a lot of women that are smart are saying, you know what? It is what it is. I got to work with this guy.
Yeah. Let me get down to some of these other comments. And Marcella, you say, my man is rich. I'm not. I do well for myself. We broke up for years because he wanted to be with the ladies and I was not having it. Hell no. However, he came back with who really had his back, me. I love it. I love to hear stories like
right,
that.
Absolutely. See, but that goes to show you that you had the tangibles that he didn't realize he had at the time, and damn it, he's lucky he got a second shot, because a lot of women would have either brushed him off and moved on and, got in another relationships, whatever. So that brother needs to get on his knees and kiss your feet, because if that's what he got, he's got a good thing.
Absolutely, Brother Jonas says, facts, Queen. Your future is in your choice. You get with anybody, their family is included like batteries. Yeah, you dating everybody. You need to see, how the family they come from, because they more than likely possess those attributes and, behaviors. It's, their family culture. So absolutely. So let me get down. Let's see here. Sun Kiss. So y'all going back and forth with Delavo or whatever his name is. And there is Sister K, I'm 54 and very old school. Yes, I actually do court. That's not appreciated by these modern day females today, especially Black females. And that's perfectly fine with me. I love being your comment cut off. Well, again, that's not true. I mean, I would like to be courted. I don't have a problem. Because like, how else would you know who you're dealing with? We live in a society where it's a microwave society where it's like, okay, I see you on the internet. You look good to me. Let's hook up. And then you
slide in your DMs.
Yeah, and then you find out the person ain't who they was because you went off of a one-dimensional screen instead of really getting to know that person. So that's the courting process. And I think we should, get back to that, right? Let's go out, in a mutual place. I'm not going back to your place. You're not coming back to mine. We're going, maybe have some coffee or something. We're going to get to know, coffee. We're going to get to know each other and have conversations. And, if we get that far, go meet your family, you go meet my family. And then we build on that, right? And then we come to a conclusion like they do in court. Okay, you're going to go forward with this, or are you going to not go forward with it? After all the evidence that you've seen, is this something you want to venture upon? Because I guarantee you, if a lot of people did that more often, they would say, you know what? Wow, you are, brother, you fine. Oh, you fine. I'm going to have to say no.
Wait, you're going to say no after I spent almost $1,200 to court you, dinners and all this other stuff, and I get nothing out of the deal?
Brother, who told you to spend that kind of money at dinner?
I'm talking about over a period of time. I added it all up.
But brother, see, this is why y'all need me. Y'all need my expertise as a woman. Brother, why would you should know after coffee. I suggest men take women to coffee. You don't need to take her to a $400 meal. You haven't seen that video where the girl was like, I don't want to get all dressed up for a $5 coffee. You haven't seen that video? Then stay home by yourself. Stay home.
That's what the girl was saying, right? But here's the thing.
But wait, let me finish. Finish. Because if you spending $1,200 on a woman, you don't know who wants to be your woman. Who is the fool? You are her.
No, we're talking over the courting period. The courting period.
It's not one day. As my mama used to say, the old people used to say, when you see a fool or something like that, bump his head. So you spending $1,200 on a woman over a period of time, and but halfway through the first, second date, you ain't know if that was the woman you want to continue to spend time with?
No, I know I want to spend time with her, but she came to the conclusion that I'm not what she wanted. So do I get my $1,200 back?
No. Why would you get $1,200 back?
Fellas, stay on track, because
nobody told you to spend that kind of money.
Exactly. So fellas, I'm gonna give you the best advice I'm gonna give you, and Demetra knows I'm real about my shit. You're gonna take her on a date, and Demetra, I go all out. You can supersize with me anytime. Supersize. And after that, hey, it is what it is.
I'm just saying that kind of money should be spent on somebody who is your girl at that point, right?
But you're missing the point. If I'm courting you and we're trying to figure everything that you said, we're trying to figure each other out. Why, instead of going on dates so I could feed you, and you're not interested in me, why not just say, hey, you're not my cup of tea, whatever. You've got women out there, I'm not saying all women, that will go on dates with this nice guy, but she's really not interested in him in relationship-wise. And a lot of women do that.
But she can't go where you ain't offering to take her. Stop offering to take these women out to these dinners. Say we going to Starbucks or whatever, and we going to the local Black-owned coffee shop, and we going to have some coffee.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think you're missing the point. If I really want to give it this girl and I'm trying to impress her, because like I said, you're a woman, I'm a man. You're coming at from a women's perspective. Men look at it totally different. I'm trying to court you. I'm trying to impress you. I got the nice car. I pulled up my pants. I went and got a belt. I'm doing everything I can to impress. I'm thinking everything is going great. And you've got women out there that will play the role. They will play the role like, oh yeah, we're good. Everything's good. And then at the end of the month, well, it ain't going to work out. But I've already spent almost $1,200.
And nobody told you to spend that kind of money, brother. That all goes. She didn't make you do it. Did she make you do it?
No, but she just tricked me to do it.
No, she made you. She didn't make you do it. And so now you got this. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying in general. Now you got this bitter ass narrative out there. Oh, she ain't shit.
You're damn right. Fellas, look out for her. What's behind the booty? Nothing.
Well, that was your fault for not finding it out and spending $1,200 a mortgage note on somebody you wasn't trying to be with.
Even back in the day of our parents, and Richard Pryor did a comedy on this. The guy brings the daughter home, and she goes, "Oh, thank you for the date." And she goes upstairs. So he's mad. He knocks on the door. Boom, 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 boom. The dad comes out. Nigga, what's all this noise? I spent $100 and all I got was this. The father said, "You spent $100 on my baby? Gloria, get your ass down here and get this boy something." That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay. Honeydew says, do you even have your own moral code? Always Kevin Samuels reference. Let y'all answer that because I think it's a good question. Mr. D's News says there's deadbeat dads in all races with a barrage of kids. Yeah, I mean, hell, the massa is the original deadbeat baby daddy. The white man who, put all them babies in our women, our ancestors in slavery. That's the original deadbeat baby daddy. So let's talk about that. Let's see here. Who else got something interesting to say?
Somebody says that is the reason why the book smart girls go the 304 route, because that is what's desired, no matter how much it's denied.
Who said that?
Somebody. Very true.
Oh, got it right here. Okay. That is the reason why the book smart girls go the 304 route, because that's what's desired, no matter how much is denied. Well, I think that's true for some girls who are book smart. I consider myself book smart, and I just never been that way. Never wanted to be that way. I've not been through enough with anybody to make me want to go out there and just throw my body and sacrifice it to whoever, wants to have it. I've never, because I just feel like, why lower your, why change yourself or lower your standards? Because 304s get used and abused too. I don't know, maybe they're getting some out of it as short term, I would imagine. But yeah, if you're a book smart girl, and it's not working out for you, just keep pushing. It'll happen eventually. But don't lower your standards to try to prove a point to, a dude who will only see you because that's what you've become, right? Mr. Easy, how you doing? And if you are a father, happy Father's Day to you as well. And let's see, Lady A, she says most of these celebrities' marriages and hookups are fixed relationships by the elite. And you're probably right. And Chico says, you right, Queen, cute face, fine body. Yeah, get y'all in trouble every time.
Fine booty, not body. Fine booty.
All that cool shit. Get y'all in trouble all the time. Al says, I heard another word for simp is cupcake. Why is that? Because he's sugary sweet? I don't know. What is that? Why is that? He's called a cupcake. All right. So let's see here. Honeydew says, but true concern for culture wouldn't laugh if we were so cray. So your mom should go to therapy like you corny. So I think you're talking to somebody. Wilbur says, I am
play nice.
Says, I'm a proud dad of two. And shout out to all the dads in the building. Yes, indeed. Okay. Y'all crazy. How y'all know that Nikki takes care of him? How y'all know? How do y'all know? So y'all just be forming these narratives.
Because it was on the internet and I saw it.
Yeah. And so that quote came from Abraham Lincoln, huh? I'm just saying, how y'all know? Even if she is taking care of him, so what? So what if she's taking care of him? That's her man. Why do we care if Nicki Minaj is taking care of her dude? They married. They supposed to take care of each other. I don't see the problem with that. I
want a traditional. How many of you brothers, you guys, come on now, support me on this one. How many of you guys have seen these shows, Kendra G and all this other stuff? What is the first thing the woman says? I want a traditional man that pays the bills and do all this other stuff. Most of the women say that crap.
I think we also need to be realistic. We're not in a time where, especially our men, and y'all like to quote Kevin Samuels a lot. And he says most of y'all average man is making about $40,000 a year. So we're not in a situation to where our man can pay all of the bills. We're going to have to help out some too, right? So I think we need to be realistic. Just saying. And be careful who you have kids with.
Yes, you women need to be realistic. Yes, you do.
You say we cannot make someone be a father, but as mothers, we can absolutely provide the kind of supportive co-parenting environment that makes it easy to do so. Absolutely. That man is coming over to get his child or spend time with his child. Get out of the way. Hand the bag to the daddy and say, y'all have a nice time. Don't be talking about who in the car with you and you need to do this and you need to do that. And if you don't do this, you can't see your child. Because y'all always know, y'all been following me long enough. I say, if you're dealing with a woman like that, put the white man on her ass like she put the white man on you. Take her to court and get some custody of your child, period, in the story. I wouldn't keep arguing with no hard-headed ass woman at the door for my child. I do it one time, then I take her ass to court. Then I, as my dad would say, put the white man in your life, right, so you can have some act right. I'm just saying.
And then she's putting in the child's head, your daddy had me arrested. He ain't no good. No real man would have me arrested like that. Or a real man wouldn't do that to a woman. Blah, 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 blah. We can't win no matter what.
But you know what, though? Then I think we need to give children some credit. Most children know what's going on with their parents. They know who their dad really is. And it's not real. I mean, yeah, there's some parents who alienate the child, the affection of the child. Yeah, I know that's the case. But a lot of times, too, kids see what's going on. They be like, hey, you know what? Mom, you tripping. Now, maybe they don't have the ability to say that, but they be like, Mom, you tripping, you know?
And you know, I'm talking from realness.
I know you are, but that's why I said, you know? And Patricia, how you doing? Says seeing their mothers, aunties, etc. abused. Yeah, I mean, so I think we need to have both sides of the conversation. Ali says this woman told me all she needs is a battery. I said there isn't a B battery. B for black. They only work sometimes. You know what? I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Some women need a nuclear reactor to go and adapt to that device.
Well, I mean, this goes to show who she's been dealing with before that. I'm just saying. Sure. And Frankie say sunlight is right. And then Shirley, you say after I was divorced, I only wanted to date men who didn't want to get married. And why is that, if you don't mind me asking? And Darius say, Sister K, that's just it. I'm not making myself available to anyone at all. I don't have an issue with these females because I don't want to interact with them that way if it's not in a business. So you're just done. You're just completely written off having a relationship altogether. Is that what you're saying? I mean, and a lot of people have come to that conclusion. It's very sad, you know. I know that a lot of people don't want to die alone. I mean, I love companionship, so I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want to have a companion at the very least. But I mean, that's your decision at the end of the day. Hello, Feeding Frenzy. How are you doing? And Brother Simon says, because society is promoting that black women and black women, and because men who have a Eurocentric view of women fall into the trap of selling Satan's idea to black women, along with the genetic manipulation through the food and water, mental and physical. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people have been sold and told that something that's more European is more desirable. So yeah, I mean, that definitely has a lot to it, and we know what they're doing to the food and water, right? All right, and let's see who else got something. Yeah, the agitator said courting is a must. Yeah, people don't do that anymore. No, but I would love
what's
to
the definition
have
of courting? Everybody's definition is different.
Yes, I would love to have it, Brother Sammy, if you could send that to me. Let's see here. And Sun Kisser says, it won't be long before a lot of men wake up. They will find out soon who has their back for real and who has it for profit. I mean, well, who is that? Who if you don't mind asking, who has your back? Who, if it ain't the black woman, who does? And I think you guys too are going off of the false narrative that black women don't have your back. Shit, I know a lot of black women who have nothing but the back of a black man, even when a lot of times he don't deserve it. I know black women who go hard in the paint for her man to the very end. And most Black women I know, they tap out when they're like, I can't do it no more. But then she gets accused of, whatever, because she's like, I can't do it no more. But it's like most Black women I know, like, shit, I'm gonna be down for you like 4 flats until the very end. But so I don't know who else would have your back more than a Black woman.
Yeah. Speaking of these women have their back so much. Black women are the highest rising group in the prison system. A lot of women are taking bids. No, I'm not saying that's a big. I'm saying it's a small part of it. A lot of them are taking bids for things that they didn't do for their man. That's why there's a show, For My Man. Go watch that show. You got these women just they're down for theirs.
Yeah, but let me say this too, and I always say this because we like to rate Black women over the coals, talking about she making a bad choice. Why can't y'all just be a good choice? Why is a Black woman getting in a situation to where she got to go to prison for her man? Like, why? I mean, I'm just saying, I think we need to have both sides of the conversation.
Well, let's ask ourselves this too. I mean, we could go tit for tat all day long. If a man comes up to you and says, I ain't got no job and I'm selling drugs, why do they continually pick the bad boy? And if you've been monitoring the internet lately, you'll see these really beautiful young girls saying they don't want no 9-to-5 guy. That ain't good enough for them. They want a guy that's making money. We could go on trips and we can do all this and all that. That's what the youth are doing now. I can't speak for our generation and and above, but this is the narrative that these girls have been put into their heads, that it's better to go with the drug dealer. It's better to go with this guy or whatever. That's what they're doing.
Well, I don't know how many women are teaching their daughters it's better to go with the drug dealer. I mean, some maybe, but I can't think of. I don't know any women who are pushing that. I just think most sisters just want a dude to treat her right, somebody she could treat. I'm telling you from my experience, you can't shake your head about what I'm saying. I'm saying I think most sisters want to be with a Black man that's going to treat her right and that she could treat right, and they can, go off into the sunset, grow old together and die. I don't know too many women who are like, oh, well, he's got to be making this and he's got to be driving that.
Are you watching Kendra G in some of these shows?
I don't even know who that is.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You need to go see these girls.
These Kendra G's and all these people, they ain't talking about all Black women. They talking about the women who go viral. You ain't talking about Glow Dean and
no. It's a dating show. It's a dating show.
Okay, but they still not talking about all Black women. They bringing on the extreme Black women, I'm sure, so they can try to paint this narrative. Oh, this is what Black women are doing, but that's not what all Black women are doing. That's for ratings and clicks and views. And like I said, I don't even know who Kendra G is. I don't watch her content, but
okay. Let's not talk Kendra. Let's go to another dating site. And you guys in the comments, name some of the sites so the Demetra could know that I'm not lying. Every dating, just about everyone, you have the same type of woman saying the exact same delusional narrative. That's all I'm saying.
Is that all Black women are? Okay, let me ask you.
No, we can't say all. We can't say all.
Let's do logic here. Let's do logic. Do you think those people would have views if they were bringing on Black women who was acting right? No. Yes. They got to bring on Black women who are doing the most extreme, 304 behavior, because they know y'all ain't going to watch if they bringing women on there acting like they got some sense, or they saying, hey, Black woman, get along with your Black man so we can build nations. They ain't going to bring women on there like that. They going to bring the women on there so y'all dudes, the ones of y'all who follow those people, can say, see, look at Black women. They ain't shit. They 304s. But there's plenty of Black women out there who just want to simply be with a good Black man so they can build something and leave a legacy. So you have taken statistics before, and this YouTube stuff works like that a lot. Statistics sometimes are skewed, and they gonna put in the things that make sense to maybe the consumer or the viewer, but they're not gonna tell the whole story. That's not all Black women, just like it's not all Black men who are the way that some of these other YouTubers are trying to paint Black men.
And let the church say amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Yes, indeed, Brother Sammy says dating and courting are different, like being free and free. Yeah, I mean, you dating, you going out on a date, you haven't taken her to dinner, or are you getting in her mind, seeing how she thinks, what she talks, what she, what her morals and her standards are. You just out there, kikiing and ha-haing. That's a difference. I agree. Let's see here. Brother Jonah says, no refunds. Don't give it if you don't want her to have it. Period. She ain't make you have it. She ain't make you take it. So let me get down here to the end. I know I'm behind in some of these comments. Who else came on here that I did not see? Christopher, how are you? Says dating and marriage is a bad deal for Black men. See, that's another false narrative that is being put out there. And those talking points are being pushed to y'all. You know why? Because they don't want Black men and Black women to build nations. They want, it was prophesied that in 2001, I think it was, that Black people were going to be extinct. Do y'all know that? That was prophesied back in the day, like in the 1800s, that Black people wouldn't even be here by the year 2001. Okay? And that we are still here. They don't want us here. Just like they didn't want us here after slavery when we became a burden and not an asset to them. I'm saying white supremacy. Then they were finding ways to get rid of us. Eugenics, you got, the mass incarceration, you got Planned Parenthood, you got a whole lot of stuff. Even now, putting bad foods in our neighborhoods and stuff. And so here we are talking about dating and marriage is a bad deal for Black men. Well, just like Malcolm X asked, who taught you to hate yourself? Who taught you that? Who taught you that? So do you know that if you're not dating your sister, your fellow Black woman, and you go off and procreate with somebody else, that is making us more extinct. And so when you repeat those narratives, you are feeding into that Black people should have been extinct. So stop believing that bullshit from people. Let me finish. Stop believing that bullshit from people who have an axe to grind, or they are trying to get something more than likely monetary value out of telling you that dating is bad for Black men. If you're not going to date, then what, we supposed to just go belly up? Or you going to put your seed in another woman that don't reflect you or your values? And then Black people just go bail. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, like I said, I'm reading some of the comments in here, and you don't see Black men talking about divesting. You don't see us talking about that. You don't see us. You don't see us talking about divesting. Black women are talking about that. You don't see Black men overall. And that's the funny thing. As a man, we sit there and we take it and we listen to what Black women in general are saying. But then, like the narrative you just said, you're not even holding sisters accountable in some of the things that you're saying. Instead of saying Black men and women, you're just putting the onus all on Black men.
I was dealing with his comment.
Right. But even in his comment, you still could have said Black men and women should stop talking about divesting and all the stupidness.
I said you weren't listening because you were too busy trying to respond. I said, how Black men and women are supposed to build a nation?
Yes, you said that part.
Yes. So what are you saying, that I didn't hold Black men and women accountable?
No, because most of your narrative was talking about Black men. You should have been Black men and women.
From a man. That's why I was addressing from a Black man's point of view. I'm addressing who it came from.
Right. But what people don't hear, all they hear is the man part. You got to really specify, because all they hear is man. With no accountability for women.
Y'all hear what y'all want to hear, because you telling me that y'all go over to Kendra G, whoever that is, and y'all listen to all the stuff she has to say. I'm assuming she's a Black woman.
No, she doesn't say anything, but go ahead.
Well, what does she say?
She just asks questions on a date. It's a dating thing.
So she says something.
But she doesn't say anything. She just gives questions. She isn't like a Kevin Samuel. She isn't like that.
The point that I'm making is he, as a man, said that is basically dating doesn't benefit Black men or something like that. And I said, then who are you going to date? And I gave historical context to why I said what I said, that originally the oppressor has divided us as Black men and women since we were brought over here, and we still continue in that. And then we're spewing stuff like the Black man ain't for me, the Black woman ain't for me. Well, if they ain't for you, then who is for you? Who? I couldn't hear you.
you didn't put in the black woman part. You just did that. That's what I'm trying to point out to you.
I was addressing a black man.
Yes, you were addressing the black man, but what I'm saying is, in that finished narrative, even if you're addressing the black man, you know, I think you should put both of them in there. At the end of the day, it's not just you, black man. It's also you, black woman. Stop with this stupid divestment stuff. Black man, stop with I'm going to date somebody else. We need each other.
Hold on, homie. First of all, what you're not going to do is accuse me of divesting, because I'm not about that bullshit. I don't even know what
I didn't say that.
No. I'm going to stop you right there, because you said stop with this divestment bullshit. First of all, I don't even know who they are. I don't hang out with the divestment crowd. I'm one of those people tell you I've only dated black men. I've been done fucked up by black men, and I only want to date a black man. So I don't talk about not dating black men. I think black men and women should be together. So I don't even know what that whole divesting argument is about. Listen, I got a black daddy who I know and love, and I would never disrespect the legacy of my daddy by dating somebody that does not look like him. So I don't know. I don't talk that divesting stuff.
No. We're not saying you. See, that's what I'm saying. You're not listening at all either. See, what I'm saying is, you know that there's a narrative out there by black women with talking about divesting. We know that. And you just mentioned it. But moving on.
Yeah, I mean, because you interjected something that didn't need to be interjected by saying, why don't I basically hold black women accountable too? And Donovan, you've been sitting on this show long enough for me to know that I also hold black women accountable. So you said that was really raw meat for the dudes that think like that. That's why you did that.
No, not necessarily. I gotta get this troll out of here. No, not necessarily. Let's just move on.
Yeah. What? The wrong woman's proniquity can make a man forget himself. I don't even know what that is. Speak English. Curtis said these days the guys are playing with the ladies' money. These guys have their girl giving the nookie, paying the bills, and competing with this. See, hail to the no. The side piece. Ain't no woman gonna be. I don't know how they do it. Let's see. You crazy, Chico. You talking about Donovan, but it ain't triggering if you got it though. All right. So who else came on here that had something to say while me and Donovan was going at it? A lot of people came on here. I'm trying to really get everybody's comment. And Joanne, I hope I said that right. How you doing? You say never pay $1,200 on an interview date to impress anyone unless you intend to keep it up. You can't put monetary value on people. I'm just reading. Let's see. Brother Salmon says, my dad used to say, if children are always going to side, that children are going to side with their mother, they brought them in the world. Yeah, I mean, because she's their, closest circle of influence, I would imagine, right? Okay, and right on point. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Who else came into the chat? Son Kisser says, so no, I'm saying our men will get some act right when they find out we are the ones that will have their back. I love my brothers. Got you. And okay, makes sense. Thank you for the clarification. Christopher, you say black women are 80, I think 80% unmarried. You said explain. Well, you explain. You explain why black women are 80% unmarried. You tell me. Sunlight says, and the ones who value a straight-laced or square guy get ignored, going in circles, going nowhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that we need to, go. We just need to know that we need each other. Like if y'all want to go off and be with somebody else, then you're free to do that. Nobody's stopping you. But there are black men and black women who still want to be with each other. So I don't buy into that slave-mindedness that's been fed to you all out there to make you think that a black woman is not who you should be with, or dating is not for the black man. I mean, y'all falling right into the talking points of the enemy, who don't want black people to be here at all. I mean, y'all saw the white boy that ran up in Buffalo and killed black people because he felt like their race is, they're being replaced. And here y'all talking that nonsense about how black men and women don't need to be with each other for X, Y, and Z reason. Y'all playing right into those talking points. So anyway, and the road to Mars, how you doing? He says, I'm going to have to call BS on what you're saying. Please show me where all of these down hard in the paint black women are. I don't know any. Well, I mean, you might need to surround yourself with better women. I don't know any women who aren't. So who's right and who's wrong? And I personally don't hang out with women who are on low frequency. I don't hang out with anybody who is low frequency. So maybe we should do the same. So I don't know. Let's see here. Sunlight says, touch some grass, Donovan, and get off the net. And Yaya's kids, how you doing? It says, tell them, sister, I'm trying. They ain't listening, no. Sunlight says, stop lying, Donovan. And let's see here. Black man, how you doing? He says, hello, my people. All praises to the Most High. Black first, always struggling and striving against the most satanic, corrupt society on the planet. Yes, indeed. Hello, Ollie. How you doing? How you doing? The agitator says, exactly, Sister Demetri K. Some of us are not out here doing foolishness. Yeah, we're not. I mean, we're just not. So I don't know. I can't speak for who you guys keep company with. I can only speak for who I keep company with, but I don't know. And Brother Sam says the difference between dating and courting: number one, recreational versus intentional; two, confusion and no true commitment versus clarity; three, secrecy, no accountability versus occurs within community; four, follows world versus follows the word; five, breakups, devastating versus disappointing. Ooh, I like that. Yes, please send me that. I would love to read that. And let the redeemed say so. It says, it's so many nice, good women out here, but men pick the evil ones that are money hungry and vain. Yeah, I mean, the same thing for men, vice versa for women. And then we try to paint these narratives about all men. Well, talk about those, talking points to the people that you've dated, not to all men and all women. I don't know. And let's see here. And how you doing, Yanni? How you doing? Honeydew says, you're not behind. Plenty of comments to block, skip. That's what I'm trying to do. And Avenge the Ancestors, how you doing? Who else came on here? Yeah, y'all don't believe the false narratives and lies, because that's exactly what it is. And we've fallen right for it, right? Killmonger, my hero, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and exactly, Sun Kisser, talk to your damn self. Words are spells. We have to be careful what we say to each other. And Christopher says, I am married to a black woman and I'm losing. Well, I mean, why are you losing? Why are you losing? Because, I mean, I don't know your situation. And let's see here. Let's put this one up here. Road to Mars. It says, again, with all due respect, I'm calling BS once again. Who cares what they want? If building together is something we want to do, it would just be done, period. Well, we got to stop with the nonsense first. We got to stop, repeating stuff that really has no real data to it. We just saying stuff. You know what I mean? Black men, they ain't for black men. Well, maybe it ain't for you, but to say that's not for black men, I think that's a stretch. I think it's a reach. Really do. Okay. And so let's see here. Delavo, I love having you here. What we're not going to do is call people names. I don't know who you call in a hair hat, but I'm going to have to block you if you cannot control yourself and use some emotional intelligence. We do not call names on here. If you don't agree with somebody, then, keep it pushing. But I will say this, if you're going to keep talking bad about black women, we glad you don't want us. How about that? We glad you don't want us. I'm glad some sister will not be saddled down with your self-hate and you not having knowledge of self. Let the white women and the Hispanic women and the Asian women or whatever you into have to deal with you. I'm glad my sisters do not have to put up with the likes of you. So if you want to continue calling names, then you know how to get up out of here. And if you don't, I can surely show you. Back to our regularly scheduled program. There, she says, go date and whatever with whoever you want. I really don't care. That has nothing to do with me, my life, and how I choose to live my individual life. Next, yeah, I mean, I agree. I can only date one sister, I mean, one sister, one person. I'm one sister that can date one person. Yeah, I see some trolls that got up in here. So you got rid of them, Donovan? Jeez. Okay, so let's see here. What time we got? We went over time. All right, so let me get to the bottom of this. Roll to Mars. I'm not getting in my feelings. Y'all don't know me very well. Let's see here. And Chico, you say, I never really dated until I was in a relationship. I really would like to see how it is. Okay. And Sunlight says, the investors are men and women. I don't know why that gets overlooked. Yeah, it's both men and women who talk like that. Hello, Rayshawn. How you doing? And let's see here. Honeydew says, sometimes I think black men don't want to address their history and put all the pressure on us. Yeah. What was it? Farrakhan tells us to study history. Study history so you'll have more of a well-rounded argument instead of just going off of what you read on the internet or your personal experience. I'm just saying. And Joanna D, he says, I'm sick of this. If blacks are picking these types of women, if black are picking these types of women, that's on you. Don't group us all as these wild things you're attracted to. Seek within yourself. I mean, I'm just saying. More black, I'm gonna put your comment up, says y'all getting too passionate. Let's calm down. I'm a passionate person. So I have a lot of passion. So forgive me if it comes off as I'm getting mad. I'm not getting mad. It takes a lot to get me mad. And let's see here. Gosh darn Raccoon King, he says, I have no idea what this stream is about, but I saw the link and clicked on it, and here I am. And we're glad you're here. Welcome. All right, so I'm trying to get out of here. Old school, he says, Demetra, did you see the sellout Bakari sellers talking bad about the number of votes Marcel got on Twitter? Yes, actually did a video about it on the African Diaspora News channel if y'all want to go check that out. And let's see here. Robot Trackers by Yaira. Hope I said that right. How you doing? It says, definitely both of us. We need healing. I've been married to my black king for over 11 years. We are constantly doing trauma work together. The system has done a number on us at pitting us against one another. To me, that is the best comment.
Yes, root trackers. Root trackers.
What did I say? Oh, root trackers. Okay, got you. Yeah, that's the best comment to me of the day. We all need healing. And we just keep traumatizing each other because we are not healed individuals. But I'm not going to go on a narrative that black men and black women don't need each other. We're the only group of people that talk like that. And that is what you call self-hate. And it needs to stop. And so the agitator says, well, Donovan, I stop the divestors because they're confused and don't understand that the oppressors don't want us together, but they should ask themselves why. They ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that because it's too easy and it's lazy to go off of false narratives because, it doesn't force you to think for yourself and to try to draw some logical conclusions. It's easier to say, yeah, black women ain't shit. Black men ain't shit either. It's easy to do that without actually putting some thought process to it. So, all right, Brother Sammy, thank you so much. I am going to look for that as soon as I get off. I like to read and learn things. So let's see here. And let the redeem say so. It says black men don't talk divesting, they just do it. And Chico says, Donovan, you got the wrong black woman this time, player. Marry me, my black queen. I love you. Okay. And let's see here. And root trackers, you say we are in trouble when it comes to marriages. We can change it. Yes, we can. All right, so let's see here. Let's get down to the bottom of this. I want to see if I can find an interesting comment.
Mr. D's news. Black people, we all we got. CMB, we all we got.
Period. Al says, I love that. I like that. I have a black mom / dad and wouldn't disrespect their legacy by dating someone that's not black. Demetra K. Yeah, I'm just saying, I have so much love for my father. And, I don't know. I love black men. I got black brothers. I got black daddy, and I love black men. So I'm not one to give up on black men. And I don't find white men attractive or anybody else that's not a brother. So guess there's that.
Wait a minute. Isn't El DeBarge white?
He's mixed. He's mixed.
I trying to trip you up.
Absolutely. And Honeydew says, I hate how black men all of a sudden want to look at overall stats to blame the Black woman rather than individuals hashing out their problems in their marriage. Yeah, but as the root tracker said, I mean, it's a healing process. We are on a continuous healing journey, and the healing journey is ongoing, right? Let's see here. And Joanna, you say, Black men, stop looking for the shiny things of Babylon, low frequency. Pick the woman that seems down to earth, high frequency, sweet girls. Yeah. Look that up. And Christopher says, I have studied much history up to the 60s. Marriage rates were above the 80s. Okay. And what happened? What happened at that point? Because Donovan, I think you know where he's going to go with that. What happened after the 60s where the marriages of Black women, I guess you're trying to say, went down? What happened?
You want me to answer that?
Do you really want to answer that?
Because we're moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie.
Okay. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to get on down to the bottom, see who else came on here. Elder Barge is not white. Elder Barge is mixed. He has a white daddy and a Black mama. Yes, indeed.
Stop. A white abusive daddy. So that's not just in the Black community.
I guess. Absolutely. Also, I'm going to put this comment up here. Okay, let's see. Before I get down to that, so they might as well be helpful to date with chaperones present to help couples court and maintain the straight and narrow. That's what they do in the Nation of Islam.
No, I ain't want anybody to know my business. I'm old enough to go on with this. I don't want anybody to know who I'm dating because I'm dating the guy down the corner. I'm not supposed to date that my parents and my aunts, everybody told me not to date, but I'm going to do it anyway because he's so sexy and fine and he bow-legged.
The Nation of Islam, they do date with chaperones, if you will. So that is something that is still being practiced by somebody. All right. And so let me put this up here. Where did it go? Say women fell for the government tricks. Donovan, what am I going to say?
Do we really got to go there? We got 2:21 in.
Yes, we'll get out of here. But I'm going to address that really quick.
Yes, go ahead.
Delavo, what woman in her right mind is going to give up a good Black man who is bringing in more than the government is going to pay her? What woman in her right mind is putting a Black man out the house that's making more than the government is going to give her? Make that make sense. So anyway, the road to Mars says, again, the women are here talking all of this, looking out for your third eye vibration, higher frequency crap. Stop it. Well, so what are we supposed to do? Are we not supposed to vibrate higher? Like, what are we supposed to do? That's part of it, but what are we supposed to do? I'm just asking. And then Joanna, you say, where'd it go? Or go back to arranged marriages. The elders can see past your lust. Yeah, but that's a concept that a lot of people ain't ready for. So anyway, y'all, we are going to get out of here. And A. Sims, how you doing? He says over 53 million Black babies have been aborted.
That's a pretty high number. I thought it was more near the 20 million.
Yeah. That's
20
still high.
Around that area.
It's still high, but I don't know if it's quite that high, but it's one is too many, right? So absolutely, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a great Father's Day, Juneteenth, or whatever you're going to do something fun or whatever. We love having you here. We may not always agree, but it is what it is. That's what makes the world go round, having a conversation where we can learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron and all of the above. Delavo, you telling sisters to wake up. Why do you care if you got you a white woman? So you go deal with your white woman and you tell her ass to wake up. So anyway, y'all, we are out of here and we will see y'all later. Peace.